The year is 1879, but the history is not our own. Presenting Deadlands Reloaded. The guns of the Civil War are silent thanks to a ceasefire between North and South. There was the Great Quake of '68. A superfuel called Ghost Rock is discovered. The United States is divided into 6 nations. But one thing remains the same. You live by the gun, you die by the gun.
We're recording. You got there, you investigated 3 murder scenes. The first house where the couple of the Talbots were killed. The door was basically ripped off the hinges, the frame was broken, significant damage was done. That was 2 weeks ago. A couple days after that, Hartwell Posterweight, a single rancher, was killed. You investigated his place. You found pretty much nothing else. Worthy of note.
Posterweight was his surname. Poor guy must have been tormented something awful in school.
And then you went to Luther Castro's home. He was murdered a mere days ago. It had not been rain, but it had been regular weather. You searched outside of the house. You found some faint footprints faded into the grass. There was also some drag marks. Warren was able to distinguish 3 or 4 distinct sets of boots.
Oh, boots, not.
Dawson found a small piece of fabric stuck on the door frame. Looked like it came from a woman's dress. Robert found a piece of fabric on another door, looked like from a man's shirt.
Not bad. You
Piece of fabric?
There was a shotgun dropped on the floor. The shells were scattered about on the floor. One shell was stuck halfway in, like the man panicked and just couldn't get it loaded and get it together to pull the trigger.
And did we grab that shotgun?
You have not made established that yet.
Okay, because it would be wrong of us to do that. Just tell me.
I think we should hold on to this valuable piece of evidence.
You had to take lunch at that point, and we had called for a
Well, you're
break.
already a thief. You stole that.
You had discussed going to the tree.
It's my family.
Just for instance, you had not talked to anybody other than the barkeep. You had not checked where they claimed to have buried the dead, if you were curious about that. And like I said, you've only seen the tree a little, which should be on everybody's screen. I can't make sure it's on your screen right now. If it's not, it is.
And did you say that as a reward for solving this mystery?
There is a reward that we shared among the group, which was the reason that Warren was interested.
That was $126.
That is correct.
No, I like to see justice be brought to them wrongdoers.
Financial justice, I see. Maybe you and I are going to get along all right there, Marshall.
Up and out of them.
For the record, we are missing Chris. He had a root canal in his house account.
We have lost one bay.
Comic Relief is not here tonight.
Wong Fei passed out.
Yeah.
Wong Fei.
Well, you know, he is a drunken master.
Hey,
He was quite the boozer last
his
session.
trip.
It's all an act, so he doesn't have to take watch. Come on, didn't you see through that?
It's been a while since we've done fantasy.
Bad tooth mean trip to bed.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so you finish your lunch of whatever scraps you had in your packs. You're still finishing up at Luther's house. What is the next move?
Hey, I'm thinking in case we get into trouble, one of us is going to take that shotgun. Give it back at the end, New York, if you got problems with that.
I suppose Luther doesn't need it anymore.
Right.
Nobody's come to claim it. I wonder if his next of kin have been notified of his passing.
Yeah, it's sort of a strange thing.
I got a lot of extra weapons right now because my dumbass brother killed himself. Or got himself killed.
All I had was a couple 6-shooters and a rifle.
I can see you're taking that pretty hard there, Dawson.
Did you get your thing?
Yeah.
Okay, right here.
Well, now I got to go after this crazy man and all all the guns he's got to avenge my brother's death.
I maybe have like 10 pounds of extra weight carrying left. I don't think I can carry a shotgun. However, one of you guys got the space.
I can take it. I'll make sure we can return it to the.
It's a double-barrel shotgun, and you find 7 shells on the floor and 1 half-loaded. So total 8 shells.
Second thought, maybe you should hold this. Sheriff.
I'll hold I'll hold it.
Why don't you let
Trace took the
go?
double-barrel shotgun.
I've used them in the past when
Be
I've
careful
needed
with that,
to.
boy.
All right.
I
Don't go dropping it
not
and
so
shooting your
careful.
foot off.
Don't you worry, I know the way from the
Sure you
shotgun.
do, son.
It should be noted that Joel received an extra penny for wearing his Red Ryder BB gun hat.
Face off against Black Star.
We'll give him 5 more minutes, then let him take it off.
Sure.
It is on the internet now. So
I think he has to wear that to use that Benny.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
All right,
Got
so
Benny for every 5 minutes I wear it.
Well, we've been to 3
Might
places.
work.
The only place we haven't been yet is the hanging tree. Think we should go check that out?
Is it still deathly quiet, unearthly,
It is.
naturally quiet?
yes, it is uncomfortably quiet in the area.
Is there any? So obviously it's uncomfortably quiet, but is there any breeze? Is there any unique smells, things that would seem out of the ordinary?
The breeze picked up when you got to the house, but before that it was completely dead air.
Okay. So no smells, nothing.
No, it's
I didn't get a recent cow pie anywhere.
no. Nothing's in the area. It seems like nothing is in the area.
Okay.
Do we see any squirrels? Do we see any birds?
You see
Thanks,
no
Mike.
no signs of wildlife.
Hey, science boy, have you been able to figure out any geographic pattern of these 3 murders? Seems to me that we ought to be trying to find out where the next one's going to be.
That'd be a smart call, though.
Who said that there's going to be a next one?
Any geographical? Any like how the house is oriented, where they are in the sense like
You made your
to
check with a raise. There's nothing significant. It seems completely random. You passed a couple houses en route. They're roughly a few miles apart, a few miles out of town.
Are we in a triangle?
No, they're more to one side of the town a little bit, but not anything significant.
Are there other, these houses in a row? Are they the closest houses in this area?
We passed all the houses between.
Thank you, sorry.
Hey, you found a remnant of a dress in this house here where we had lunch?
We saw a little marker of a.
I found what looked like a woman's dress on the door as we came in.
A small piece of fabric, maybe a couple square, 3-4 square inches.
Yeah, does anyone remember if when that third house were attacked, if there were 2 people, a man and a woman that were hung, or was it just one?
It was just a man. The man in here was single. He didn't have a wife.
I look around at any pictures that are in the area, looking for possible pictures that have that fabric in it. Whether it's a tablecloth, whether it's a woman wearing a dress.
No, you don't see anything.
What about that lewd picture?
That was the second house.
Oh.
Did you buy that, by the way, for your personal newsletter?
No.
No,
I'm
Not officially. Not officially.
Not officially.
If we check the dress, if we check, oh, go ahead, Mike.
Lady company, you know what I mean? Just because he was a single man, we could have had some lady company over.
Well, that's an interesting thought. If we look up the drawers, do you see any women's clothing in there, or is it all men's?
No, you go through the drawers. It's all men's clothing. None of them matches the fabric that I think it was rubber on the door frame that you got from a man's shirt.
Okay.
None of that matches that fabric.
So we got a murder and we got a missing person as well, don't we?
Is there?
Unless this one
I
was
look at
one
the
of the
kitchen
murderers.
table.
Huh.
Is there anything out there?
No, it wasn't set.
Any dishes in the sink?
No. There's only one dish on the shelf.
They didn't keep a whole set of dishes.
Was his dish clean? Okay.
Well, then either this is a missing person who was a victim, or, just like you say, Mr. Harris,
Participant?
this was somebody who broke in.
Maybe.
Why don't we hang on to that piece of dress? Maybe we can find somebody who knows who was wearing it.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
I don't know about you, but we're done with lunch, and I'm getting bored of this place. How about you and I? Let's take a walk.
Oh.
I like that.
Maybe with our guns drawn.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so where are you going?
With our Lamats drawn.
Nice choice of weapon, by the way. I got me a Lamat as well.
What year is yours?
Same as yours, I think.
The only made one that heard of.
Well, whatever year you were going to say, I was going to say one after that.
Are you just wandering around? Are you going to a destination of mine?
Well, we have trackers. We have both Dawson and Marshall's rolled a 27 on his last tracking skill. Maybe those guys take a lead and take him to the hanging.
Alright. Sure. You guys are the track, so I want to tracking check, see if you find any clues en route.
And everyone's going to hang back a little bit and leverage his
Everybody tracking. Explode it.
That's true.
Cover up back up.
Fine.
Negative. Oh, wait.
-2,
Hold on.
right?
No, yeah. So far I've got a 4.
Oh, you exploded.
Come on.
6 total.
Okay, so
I got
since Trey found out that he's the one who's escorting Long Fei, who's in no condition to look for anything, you find nothing out of the ordinary. You do find what do you call it, a handkerchief, I guess, or a rag. You don't know
You may have
who it belonged
noticed
to.
I'm an expert in tracking.
Kerchief.
Yeah, there were 3.
Something else. It is a man's kerchief. It's not a pretty
Definitely
lazy
had that.
thing. It's a dirty, snot-filled man.
Okay, good.
A kerchief, it's just a kerchief.
Sure.
No wonder you rolled a 20.
You can call it a bandana if you like.
There you go.
All right. So I assume you're following trying to follow the remnants of the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
You do end up at the tree.
We,
Which is displayed on the screen.
Josh, we're also going to leverage what is known as the CSI Deadwood technique. We're going to search for any surveillance cameras in the surrounding area, capture the photo, look at the feed, zoom in, enhance. Furthermore, we'll do a DNA test on the.
Okay, so I'm going to need a technology knowledge check on that.
Oh, that's untrained.
I got it. Bob.
Oh, yeah, Weird Scientist has that. That's a good point. First, you have to invent DNA, the theory.
Let's see on it.
All right, so it takes you back to the tree where all the.
How do we know he didn't invent that theory?
Either 40 or higher.
Warren don't know.
All right, so you follow the drag back to the tree. We're showing on the screen here. As you see, this old beat up tree.
Like a willow.
What was that?
It looks like a willow tree.
I don't think the person would be strong enough.
Yeah, as written, it's an oak tree, but that's much more creepy from what I found. So,
Tree.
You know, I heard of something called the gift tree. Looking at this monstrosity, I would call that the chicken tree. That thing just gives me the creeps. Shit down my spine.
Well, other than the fact that it, lives, from people being hung on it.
Anachronism. We should keep it an anachronism.
so
Everybody was found here, huh?
they were all hung from that tree, different places.
Kind of like wind
We got
chimes.
some branches left on the tree for more hangings.
I think they cut the rope, not the branch, to get them down.
They should just cut the tree
I'm
down.
gonna assume there's footprints and tracks all over the place from where the bodies were cut down or taken.
Very good.
Why don't you give me a tracking roll?
Yeah, try.
Really, really smart.
You want?
Untrained skill that I have.
9?
Yeah.
Alright, so
Wait,
you
I rolled a 6 and a 4 on my 2 dice. paint.
I got this one. Little one.
It's a treat.
The Nick Rock.
The big tree. All right.
Well, B.
Is this the kind of tree that Nick Rock?
So Dawson makes a note that the earth around the roots has been recently disturbed. So there's a lot of loose soil around the bottom of the tree.
When you see their engine, boy,
I played before.
Not really. Only partially engineer. Long. I'm thinking there may have been something buried here, or somebody tried to dig something up here. We might want to investigate this spot. Anybody got a shovel?
Actually, I'd envision having a pack animal.
You
I obviously don't have one.
Look at yourself. You are the pack animal. Or you have Alexander's
more than
cart from D&D.
What?
Or you have Alexander's cart from
Maybe
D&D.
I've been hauling a cart this whole way. I never said I didn't have a donkey and a cart.
Adam, I'm totally with you on that, because in my thing, there's a shovel. However, I don't have a pack animal either, so I don't really technically have it.
Actually, the first item on my gear list is a mule.
Are you kidding?
No.
That's awesome. Brian Harris has a mule. What's your mule's name?
Bill.
Thank you. Those of you who don't know, Bill was the name of the mule in Lord of the Rings.
It was a pony, but it was a pack animal. They
Pack
didn't
animal,
ride
whatever
it, that's for sure.
At least you didn't call it Mr. Ed.
that's right.
All right, so what are you doing?
Well, if I have my shovel,
Sure.
then I don't know, dig under the roots of this tree.
What time of day is it right now? It's not close to night.
It's
Just
mid-afternoon.
afternoon.
It's mid-afternoon. So you're getting pretty close to the trunk of the tree to do this?
Yeah.
All right, so the closer you get, the more spooky the damn thing looks.
It's the Wampin Willow, isn't it?
Does it look like there's any markings or carvings in
Holy
the forest?
shit! Where the fuck did you get that? Oh, that's messed up.
That is creepy.
So that's what happens when you get a little closer to the tree.
Do we see that form, or is it just we realize?
That's what you see when you get close to start looking at the dirt and roots.
Okay, why don't I see that? What are we looking at?
You have roll 20 open? Click the roll 20 little die.
I do, but I don't see anything
It's
there.
That
natural.
is an natural. You don't. Have you clicked roll 20, Mike?
Yeah, I got roll 20, huh?
Did you do like a search for creepy trees?
Yeah. I actually searched creepy trees.
Not cutie girl.
The guys looking at my search criteria are like.
Mike, you have to, if you have your resolution set at like 100%,
You mean the G-Men?
you have to scroll down one page and to the right one page, and then you will see it.
Or just zoom in.
They're no longer thinking he's dangerous. He's just weird.
Yeah.
We're going to pass this over to the Human Services.
Hey, now, I thought Trey here had a pretty good recommendation now that I got a closer look at this tree. Why don't we just cut this bastard down? That way the bad guys can't hang anybody from it, and I don't have to look at this thing.
I hand you an axe.
You want to look too?
You got an axe?
Oh no, wait! I just have the what do you call it? Because I've got tomahawk. Because tomahawks are great. They're a hammer and a hatchet all in one. I thought I had an axe. No, I never took. Oh yeah, I have a wood axe.
I have a wood axe.
I have a hatchet.
I
don't have an axe, I have a hatchet.
Only use once, just a
It's
little bit.
a big tree. If you're going to make that.
I think I ended Arizona. It was his idea.
Arizona tries to get an estimate. How long would it take to cut this thing down?
Maybe we should bet.
Oh, now you're talking.
The tree is somewhere probably around 20 inches in diameter.
Oh boy.
So you're putting a significant effort here to take this tree down.
Huh.
I will put down $2 if you don't get that down by sunset.
You look at his hands, you see Arizona's hands aren't exactly the calloused working guy's hands.
Go ahead, say soft and girly.
No, they're well oiled and perfect in form. I think that's how he would prefer to describe them. 2 ducks, you say, huh? By 5 or 6?
By sundown.
By
By your own hand.
By my own hand. I just have to chop it down by my own hand.
From start to finish, you cannot have any assistance.
All right, you're on, my friend.
Oh, man.
Let's see your money.
I showed $2.
Very good.
I'm learning better than to hand you anything.
Arizona grins.
Because I've already lost an axe and a shovel.
He takes his jacket off. He rears back, takes aim, squints, and
I'm going to back up before he does this.
he hacks into the tree. He begins trying to cut down this tree.
I'm gonna make a notice check.
All right.
See if I notice how much money he's got.
All right. Everybody give me a notice check.
Another one?
Yes.
Good chance. One.
Moving notices. Not making noise.
Cinco.
5. Same here, 5. That is Cinco, right?
Cinco.
Arizona fails, and Wong Fei scores an 8.
All right. Arizona also give me a
Sure.
A lot of sixes are big.
That would make sense.
Yeah, no.
Sure, now the sound comes out.
You notice Arizona is not exactly the strongest of people. In fact, he looks a little bit on the thin and slender side. Although he explodes with a 4, and another 4, that's 8, and a 3. So he has an 11 on his strength check.
All right. So Arizona. Alexander. Arizona reels up, winds up, takes a huge whack at the tree, and either the axe is really dull, the tree is really hard, because it does not fly out the chips you expect to see flying out. It does. I mean, it does. It's not like it doesn't cut into the tree.
That sounds like a tree I was cutting once.
The tree is extremely hard, or the axe is extremely dull, or both.
So that is a dense
What did we
wood.
find?
Oh, right?
You better
Arizona,
than that, kid.
he looks at the axe.
What was the result of the digging?
Nothing.
How far did we get?
It's tough digging because it's all roots. We got it.
We were down through. We were at the pass. We scraped back all the loose soil.
Yeah.
He looks at the axe, just checking to make sure that it's actually sharp. Does the axe appear to be sharp?
Let's do a smarts check on that. Well, no. Give me a skill that would make sense for you to know if the axe is sharp, considering you are not an outdoor kind of guy.
Hey, who here knows outdoors real well? Is this axe sharp? That's how Arizona works.
I've taken that axe to many places. I keep my tools in good shape.
All right. So the axe is sharp.
Okay.
I just need to give you the hard time about it. Be a city boy.
I don't think that axe is going to work well on this tree.
You might be winning your $2 after all. Well, if you can't lick them, let's set the damn thing on fire. There's more than one way to get rid of this.
Is it dry? Does it seem dry?
It seems pretty dry. It looks like a dead tree. It's mostly dead. It doesn't seem to be very green for the picture.
Arizona finds some kindling and some dead wood around and sets it at the base.
Robert is keeping an eye on his pack, on his mule.
Everybody else, give me a notice check, please.
Let's everybody else back away here.
Oh, I'm winning at $2.
5.
This is the one skill I didn't pick.
Oh wait,
Checking.
Wayne can do this too. I forgot. One fails.
This is
And Arizona does not do
two
that.
longs.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. Rest.
All right, so Arizona's trying to light this fire, and those that made their... Mike, did you make a notice check?
So I'm moderately competent at a lot of things, but not very good at anything.
But in about 20 experience points from now, you're going to be awesome at a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So you like my creepy tree?
But when you take boating,
All right, so Mike, did you make your notice check, Mike?
No,
Hydraulics. Accounting.
I lost that. So notice check.
Yeah.
Didn't take accounting this time.
History?
8.
All right, so the guys who just made the check, not Mike, because Mike made it with a raise, they actually just made the check, notice the wind is picking up a little bit. Or at least the tree is swaying a little bit.
Do you feel wind?
You don't necessarily know that you feel wind, but this tree is swaying a little bit.
guys, back away.
Mike, Dawson is fairly certain that the tree is starting to move a little bit.
Trees don't move.
I just gotta get this fire lit.
And
Just give me a second here.
Arizona.
Arizona.
Oh, man.
I start
I
backing
see where
away.
this is going.
Arizona is extremely intent on his.
We did say we'd all back away.
Yeah, we're back to it.
Back
What's
away.
that? Tree swing is a little bit of a clue.
Rolling
Seeing
twice.
it move.
I threw a Benny in.
Oh.
All right, so fighting. I just got to make my fighting roll, right?
No, it's
if
against
you're
parry.
doing an attack, it's against my parry.
Okay, so what is your parry?
My parry is very poor. It is a 4.
Okay. So, as you're intent on that, one of the low-hanging branches
Oh.
kind of sweeps by and loops around your neck, almost in a noose, picking you up off the ground.
I wanted to pull Arizona down.
Somebody should shuffle and deal some cards now.
Mm.
Adam.
All right, Mike, you can't see these. I will read them off momentarily.
You can, if you want to just like start Joker, King, Queen, Ace, King, Queen, go backwards, and then people shout what your turn is up.
Well, Bob will be first, followed by Jeff, followed by second card, and then we get down to Mike, Joel, Adam, and Chris have threes. Chris will always go last in a tie because he's not here, and then my last card. So, Arizona, who is dangling
Zona.
from the rope.
Well, this isn't good. He's got this branch around his neck. Is it
It's
choking?
a noose.
Is it
Let's
choking?
call it what it is. This is a noose.
All right. Does it feel like the sort of thing he can slip out of if he struggles, or is it locked solid?
No, you're off the ground.
What's that?
You are picked up off the ground.
All right.
Just a few inches.
So is it something he can slip out of, or is it tied
No,
around his
it's
neck?
tight.
Alright, so there's a branch that's reaching down then.
So I'm grabbed by a branch and being held up, and I assume my air is starting to get cut off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember reading about these rules. I remember when I read about them.
No, I just do straight damage.
Wow.
Hey, Dawson, you've seen these trees
You
before.
look weak. I was going to say, lift yourself up and give yourself some breathing room.
Yeah.
I before.
The Indian burial grounds kind of place.
It's a bit you can hold.
What do you got out, Arizona?
I want to understand, is the branch, how thick is the branch? Is it the sort of thing I can cut with a knife? Is it like finger thick, or is it like...
Figure it's somewhere around an inch and a half. Never.
So if I use a knife on it, does
You're
it...
not going to get the first whack.
I'm not going to get it.
I'm going to say you drop. You don't have the axe in your hand.
No, I was trying
You're
to...
able to light fire.
He will shout for help best he can, and he will hold his action until a good opportunity comes up. He's going to hold.
All right, Trey.
All right,
Put that thing away.
I'm gonna rush. I was gonna rush over there with my axe drawn, and I'm gonna try to swipe and hit the branches holding his throat.
All right. That is a called shot.
Are you tall enough to do that?
The branch is considered a called shot. So you are a -4 to hit the branch.
Would that be a particular skill? What would that be?
Fighting?
Fighting, probably. Oh boy.
Say a little prayer.
I was thinking about doing the same thing. I don't know if you want me to do that. You are right there.
Did you explode? He's rolling again.
Well, the 10 -4, 6.
Oh, well done.
What's the parry of the tree?
I don't know.
Parry up.
Very limber tree.
Let me reread this so I have this right. All right.
Don't read it out loud.
Maybe that'll help.
Every round you must Arizona will take a vigor check -4.
Extra.
Some level of fatigue. The rope must be severed. A called shot with a -6. Sorry, a called shot with a -6 penalty for someone on the ground and -2 for the person being hung. It has a toughness of 4.
I rolled a 10, -6 is a 4.
Yeah, you're still hitting. That's fine.
Yeah, I guess if it doesn't give a parry, then we
Skill,
assume a TN4.
I'm still fighting.
Yeah, I'm assuming you hit with a 4 hit. Roll some damage for me, and we'll see what happens.
What damage would you like me to roll?
What would you hit it with?
An
My
axe.
axe.
You have an axe?
I think it's is an axe 1d6 strength.
I think it's a D6 plus strength sounds about right.
I don't know, because I know a knife is 1d4 plus.
Right. D6 makes sense.
You really want me
You know,
to
if
shoot
it
this?
was-
So I roll a D6 plus my strength plus a D6.
No.
Plus
No,
the wild die.
it's a D6
No, you don't
No,
get a
no
wild
wild
die.
die damage.
plus whatever your strength is, D4 or whatever. Did you just explode? He exploded.
6.
Wait, did you take your strength as well?
Then?
No.
Yeah, that's
So
D4
you
is
took
the strength.
2 dice rolls.
4 plus 1 plus 1.
Oh, I see.
Running in, Trey sweeps with his axe, making firm contact with the noose, somehow severing it, dragging Arizona face down in the dirt, gasping for air.
Is that the first time you've ever been in that position, Ainsley?
Listen, I'm telling you right now, I want that $2.
Tree's still standing, Arizona.
I will interrupt my action at this point, resume, and run the hell away from the reach of the tree.
Alright, so you lose 2 to stand up,
Okay.
and you get to the outer edge of the tree,
Okay.
because it's a large tree.
If I have any moves left, I absolutely try.
You were outside of the range of the tree. Maybe you're 1 or 2 steps away from the trunk. See, that's where he was, so you're pretty deep inside the tree.
If I run, I can roll a d6 and add that.
I don't think you can run because you had to get up from home.
I thought that was just getting up from prone is part of your movement. It just counts 2 as part
Okay,
of your
I'm
total.
open to that. So, alright, so if you want to run and leave Trey to his fate.
Oh no! Did you get close track?
He was at least as close as you were, unless
You had
he
to get-
swung you out.
1 or 2 steps away from the.
Oh man, no!
He had to go and help you.
Arizona's not leaving.
Did not expect that from you.
No, he pays his debts sometimes. He gets up and he pulls his Lamont shotgun style, and he fires it towards the tree.
Into the trunk of the tree.
Is there a hole like where that mouth is? Maybe something like that.
All shot to a soft spot.
Yeah. Is there any soft spots on it?
There is no movement of the trunk.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go for the trunk. What the heck?
Alright, so give me a shooting roll.
Trunk it down.
This thing has a red sap on it here.
Shooting is d6.
Yep.
So he gets 2 d6s, 1 wild, 1 shooting, and he explodes on 1 6. That's it.
Alright, this is a parry of 6, so you hit it with your shot.
So it's
So
it's
shot
an 11.
shooting, it's a
Oh, that's right. Well, are you shooting in melee or are you shooting from a range?
I'm staying close and shooting from melee.
So that's is it a fighting roll or a shooting roll then?
It's a shooting roll, but it's against his parry instead of force.
Right, so it's parry 6. So
Alright, and he rolled an 11.
alright. So you hit with a raise.
Hit with a raise. So the damage then is on the Lamont shotgun.
Does the shotgun ignore? Is the shotgun armor piercing or not? I don't think it is.
No.
I don't think anything has armor piercing.
I think all the pistols are AP1, but the shotgun is not armor piercing.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, that carbine is AP1, but not the shotgun.
Can I borrow a d6?
Yeah.
Thanks. So he gets the baseline for the shotgun is at close range 3d6,
Okay.
and because he hit with a raise, it becomes 4d6. So 3 and 1 is 4, and a 6, which exploded, is 10 plus 5 is 15, and I get 1 more d6, because that was 3d6. 20 damage.
Okay, so it has a toughness of 13.
Okay.
Oh crap!
Wow. So that's what was it?
You have 20.
20 minus 13 is 7.
7. So you shake.
I hit it, but I do not do an additional wound because it was not a hit with a raise. So it is shaken
Yes.
currently.
Yes.
Its toughness is a 13, you rolled a 20?
Correct. Would you agree?
No, you had a raise. If
It's
you
only
if you
7
meet
above.
the tough, yeah, raise is 4.
No, he didn't raise the damage. His shooting roll was hit with a raise, so he got the extra D6 damage.
What was your damage roll?
Damage is 20.
Yeah, what's 13 plus 4?
17.
Yeah, did you get above that?
I did.
That's if you meet the
That's right. You're right.
Yeah.
You got the first 4 brought you to shaken. Once you surpass that, you inflicted a wound.
Mhm.
Oh, I thought it had to be an 8 or greater above
No.
to with the wound.
Oh no, if you hit it, it's shaken, and then a raise on top of that is a wound.
There's
Every
shot.
raise on top of that is an additional wound.
All right. So I'm going to attempt
So
to.
you were one shy of getting 2 wounds.
Oh, wow. All right.
So the creature is going to attempt to soak the wound
Oh, there's a creature here?
with my D10 vigor.
Any chances this
You
tree's
think-
named Seymour?
No.
Okay.
Alright, my 12 soaks the wound and my shaken stature.
Yeah.
2 more branch tentacles come out and attempt to once again grab Trey and Arizona, who stood up, making it easy with the tree.
I'm small.
Now that's small.
And I am out 1 shotgun blast.
Yeah, by the way, that was an extremely unpleasant experience. Like your hand borders on numb.
Oh, when I fired with the shotgun.
Yeah.
The recoil was rough.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In the research I did for that gun, it was described as extremely unpleasant.
Well, I'm sure it was more pleasant than getting grabbed and strangled by a tree. So there is that.
Not by much, but yeah.
Yeah, from a shotgun perspective, there were much better guns to take than that one. Although not combined with the rifle.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Nice to have that flexibility.
It is, but it's a brutal, brutal thing.
wow. My 113.
Thank God.
So the 2 of the nooses and 2 additional nooses form, and it's almost like it flings it at you.
Oh, wow.
And it misses them. In both cases, you guys are aware and miss and are able to dodge it.
Get out of there.
So next up would be Dawson.
Is also out of the reach.
Dawson is at the edge of the tree. So you know where the branches end, you are right around there, which is where everybody kind of went out of the way of Arizona.
Okay.
The tree might be able to reach you. It's hard to tell.
I'm going to back up.
All right.
I'm going to back up a couple paces.
All right. So you're going from short range to medium range. I don't think that makes a difference, but I just want to put that in everybody's mind. Go ahead.
Shooting a tree.
Because it tried to kill me.
Get out of there!
You
I'm
haven't
gonna
been
try
out
to kill you
west
again.
much.
I'm keeping it distracted. The guy with the arm over there.
Can't you shine a light in its eyes or something?
How about you write some poetry? Put it to sleep, maybe, New York.
Might this be a good time to try some hip shooting?
Ooh. Well, what happens if you roll poorly? Do you hit a bystander?
Yeah.
Well,
you
Yeah,
have two close bystanders.
Am I a bystander?
Not in this case.
Then you should do it. You should totally do it.
This might not be good. Wrong with that, huh?
maybe,
Well, Mike totally drop off.
maybe a double tap?
Or maybe.
And-
Hip shoot, which reduces penalty on my thing.
A fanning gives you what, -2?
-4,
-4.
but mine's reduced to -2.
Ah.
Fanning is complicated
But that sounds like a good way to roll 1.
But
because you roll a bunch of dice all at once.
Yeah.
you would get to roll 6 shots
With -2s.
with 2s. But he has to roll a natural 1. If you do the -2 and it ends up as a 1, that doesn't count.
Have you played D&D in Central the Joel Path?
Joel is super bad.
You definitely get to put out more damage, but the good chance.
He's not like it's one side, is he?
This may be a good time to take a step back also and get my double barrel shotgun out.
Oh, that might not be bad.
Everybody Mike for the third time.
You're pretty close range.
Can I,
He
can
must-
I do that? Can I step back to the medium range while getting my double barrel shotgun
Well,
out?
Mike's back in, so let him do his turn quick, and then we'll talk about that. Because the shotgun has a spread blast, Trey and Arizona will certainly have the potential to be in a spray of that.
Oh boy.
All right, Geronimo, you're up.
You're up, Mike.
Just
Alright,
because he's a
so
native does not
I
mean you
step
should
back.
refer to him as such. They're not all called that, sir.
So I'm going to step back
Chief
a couple,
Sitting Bull? Crazy horse?
Oh boy.
and I'm gonna pull out my carbine and take a shot at the tree.
All right.
Why are we shooting a tree? Well, I suppose what else are we going to do?
Is it the backing
What
up?
do you normally shoot with a gun? You know, shooting targets. Cans?
Cans,
Flowers?
people.
Trees.
Yeah.
People? I don't know about that.
Nah, well,
We can all step out of range.
aren't you a sheriff? You never shot a person? What kind of sheriff are you?
I don't walk out of my office every morning shooting people for
What was that?
6.
6? Alright, so you're shooting as a deep, you need a 4 to make it so you infantry. So roll up your damage.
Okay.
Are you fine with the peacemaker, Dawson?
No, my carbine.
Yours.
My back carbine.
Okay.
A small handful of those berry things.
Josh, just so you know, the Lamette carbine is armor piercing 1.
Right, and it's 2d8. I exploded on 1.
Oh, nice job.
I exploded again.
Whoa.
15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
That's insane.
Okay, 24.
Wow.
It has a tough. The rifle armor piercing.
It's
Yeah, AP1.
AP1.
It's AP1.
Alright, so I affect the tough 12. You roll a 22. 24?
24.
24.
3 raises.
So shaken and 2 wounds.
No, he's got to roll damage. That was just a
That
shooting.
was his damage.
Oh, that was damage? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, then shaken with...
3 wounds. Shaken 3 wounds.
Shaken 3 wounds. Oh, you guys are hammering out of this tonight.
That's crazy. The shotgun's hell.
Well, let's see if it actually, takes any damage.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna soak some of that.
I just realized, you know why that dirt is all messed up? This thing can walk.
Don't tell me that.
Alright,
It went to the houses.
thank you.
No, you gotta be kidding. A tree can't walk.
It can't grab you with a noose either.
Alright, so Dwight blasts a big chunk off the trunk of the tree,
Ooh.
but it's still rattling, shaking. Just looks more pissed off than ever.
Oh boy. Not shooting there, Tex. Do it again.
Go ahead, Marshall. What are you shooting, Marshall?
My Navy Colt.
Okay.
You want to double
Hey
tap?
Marshall, why don't you take my gun? That thing's a pea shooter.
Isn't it a 44 or a 45?
This ain't no time to be insulting the size
Look,
of a
these
man's
guys that
gun.
heckle you when you're just getting your gun out to shoot.
It's not the size of his gun, Dawson. It's how he uses it.
Keep your head out of the way of my gun.
We're gonna find out how he uses it right now.
Let's see what do I roll here.
I love that they have time for banter in between every shot.
Your shooting roll and your wild die. So your D6 and whatever your shooting skill is.
My shooting is a D4.
So a D6 and a D4.
I get 6 shots. That what shot 6 means?
Well, if you were to fan, you could do 6 shots. Ooh, explosion.
Got
Nice.
6 shots before you
Double
explode.
explosion. Very good. Keep going.
Hey!
Triple explosion.
That's all I have to.
So 3 4s plus a
Plus a 1.
1.
13.
13.
That's a hit with a raise.
That's it with the raise.
So I get roll for damage then?
You roll the damage weapon plus a D6 because you hit with the raise.
So whatever your normal damage is for that weapon,
2d6.
2d6, add another d6 to your roll.
11.
And if you ace,
15.
it's not bad.
Is that a 6?
6, 4,
Roll a
5.
6 again.
Roll the 6 again. So you're at 15 and add whatever you get now.
He's a Chris.
20.
Roll the 6 Chris.
Well, you get that, Dawson. How's that for shooting, huh?
And is your Colt Navy armor piercing?
A pea shooter, huh?
It's
Okay.
AP1.
Alright, so that's 2 more.
It still wasn't a 24 there. Come on, man.
In some bizarre stroke of luck, the 2 small bullets don't forget you +1.
Oh god, that's
Your double
right.
tap.
And AP1.
Make sure you take off the ammo you used. Your 2 small bullets managed to hit the trunk in just the right manner.
They hit the secret knot that opened the door to the pit of despair.
They hit the secret knot that breaks the trunk of the tree.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's insane.
He rolled 24 and he rolled 20.
Yeah.
Even with toughness of 13, there's nothing
you
that
can
can
beat
do
that.
with that. I
That's-
can't use all my betties on
I think we're gonna have more combat tonight, guys. Just take note of that.
I need Arizona trade to make an ability check.
Oh, this is not good.
Oh,
Yeah, I can see where this is going. Hey Trey, what's your agility, Trey?
D6.
D6. My agility is D8.
Huh.
Good.
3.
5.
Ooh.
3.
As the tree starts to fall,
What are you doing? Just standing?
Arizona yells, "Run!" Trey begins to run, skips, slides, his city slicker shoes slide a little in the
I'm
dirt.
not serious. Like, I'm trying to push Arizona out of the way.
Oh, there you go,
Make sure
fine.
he was safe.
So you pushed Arizona, who tripped and stumbled out of the way, and the last of the branches come down on top of you.
Oh.
Nice knowing you.
5 damage.
Ooh.
Is that on his toughness?
Yeah, versus toughness.
What's your toughness?
5.
Oh, 4.
I'm small. That's my.
So you're
Hindrance.
shaken.
Shaking.
You're shaking.
So the top of the tree rushes up, knocking you over. Everybody who didn't act, which should really just be Adam and Wong,
Wrong.
give me a notice check.
What are you doing over there?
Sorry, I was a little dumbfounded. I've never seen a tree that attacks somebody before.
Wong got a 4.
Oh, well.
I got a 4 if you add my dice.
Alright, so Wong looks up and through his drunken stupor sees 4 people staggering, what look like 4 people staggering toward the tree, just collapse as the tree came down.
Like in the distance, like at the edge of the forest?
Yeah, like they would have been there in a turn or two.
One of them missing a piece from the dress.
You can't see that far.
I see there are 4 people in the distance, no longer moved, perhaps dead, perhaps always dead.
Yeah, don't you have some moonshine to drink there, Chinaman?
Wong quietly sips from his flask and puts it back in a pocket.
What? Wait, what happened?
He points. He doesn't say anything. He points in the distance. And in the distance, you see 4 bodies on the ground.
They say
I rush
dead men
over
don't
to them.
tunnel.
Before you can do that, after the tree hits the ground,
I rush around and.
when the tree hits the ground,
Yep.
Wong sees those guys collapse at around the same time.
Okay.
And then seconds later, the tree actually just turns to dust and blows away.
Whoa. Arizona grins. He walks over to Robert Harris. Excuse me, New York. I believe you owe me $2.
I didn't see you shooting at that tree. I believe you had assistance.
Oh no, it was my bullet that put it down. You think his pea shooter did that? No, that was all me.
Right.
I will take payments in installment plans.
I
You wanna
believe
give
you
me-
owe that man $2.
There you go. 10 cents today, 10 cents tomorrow. I'll have an appropriate interest.
Yeah. If you had met the conditions of the bet, I would gladly pay you.
Just pay the
But
man.
it was supposed to be without
Pay the man and
assistance.
keep your mouth shut.
We're gonna have to settle this in a game of poker tonight.
I
Anybody want
rush-
to check?
I rush over to the people on the ground.
The 4 people. Alright, they appear dead.
Oh yeah, then.
They look like they are descriptions of anybody we've heard of before.
Mr. Talbot.
Well, you have no idea what those people look like. You don't have a description.
Didn't we have a picture? Didn't we see pictures of their house?
No, we saw a picture of a naked woman in one of
Half
the
naked
pictures.
woman.
They don't have pictures of themselves in 18.
Oh, the rich
Oh, they're
people
about
do.
this big, but they still made it.
Are any of them wearing a dress?
There's 1 woman and 3 men, and the woman's dress fabric appears to match the fabric that Dawson found.
The woman came from the first house. We found the fabric of the third house.
How about the men's shirt that we found too?
And the fabric from the men's shirt matched one of the shirt of the men on the
Dawson's
ground.
not looting the bodies yet, is he?
Dawson's not the thief this time. It's sure.
Arizona kneels down to check to see if they're alive, but really he's using sleight of hand to see if there's anything in the pockets.
You find a pocket watch in one. Excuse me, it's broken.
He takes it.
Off.
He grabs the pocket watch.
Pocket knife in another. Couple coins.
He'll leave the knife but take the coins.
26 cents.
Okay.
Hey, Zona, why don't you check those bodies, see if there's anything in there?
Oh, that's a good idea, Marshall.
I checked the bodies as well.
What are you looking for?
See if they're alive. See if there's any identification of
See if there's any moon rock.
None of the above.
They don't have a driver's
Ghost rock.
license.
any
River
ghost
rock.
How decayed do these bodies seem? Do they seem freshly dead, or?
Are you an expert on death?
He has seen a few dead bodies in his time.
I have a science knowledge. I can do a little.
Did they look like my brother a couple days ago?
Oh!
Like, were they that freshly dead?
There's the only thing you can see is marks around the neck. And it's hard to tell how dead they are. It wasn't yesterday, but it may not have been a month ago either.
Are they mostly dead, or are they all dead?
They look all dead now.
Well, I guess we should go through the pockets and search for loose change. Oh wait, we already did that.
One of us already did that.
You do find a pocket knife.
Hey, but we just earned ourselves $126 here. We solved this mystery.
The tree killed them?
Yeah.
Not only that, I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about, but I mean, I can't. If the Chinaman is right, these people were walking 5 minutes ago. I think
And they were walking?
That's what the Chinaman says, but he's a loaded drunk.
I'm wondering.
Wow, this worked out great for me.
Yeah.
if this lot they were killed and they were buried, you think they crawled out of their graves and made their way over here, and they were gonna.
Would you tell which way they're heading? Were they walking towards the tree or away from the tree?
Oh, who cares? Just go back
They
to the
just
sheriff,
fell over.
newspaper guy, and tell him the
And
story.
if you want to get
Chinaman.
the way the grass, the way it looks, they might have been walking toward the tree.
I'm telling you.
I'm wondering if they were going to find another victim or not.
I think we were. I think I was the victim. Yes, exactly. I think they were coming to kill
Look down
us.
my throat.
I don't care if they walk on their hands. Let's go back to town and collect our reward and get out of here.
Mm.
Is that all you care about is reward? We're not going to see him just.
I care about getting out of here, too.
Marshall does raise a good point. We do have 126 reasons to get back to town. Although, if you haven't yet, you may want to reload your pieces. And with
Make
that,
sure we took off the appropriate ammo.
Yep.
Can you divide 126 by 6 people?
Let's not go there because I really didn't do the math on that one. I just picked
Yes,
the number out of
21.
That's a pretty good number, by the way, because I think like $3 a month would be a pretty good salary for a single person in a good skill trade.
So I used 1 bullet,
You used 2 because you double tapped.
so I'm down to 998 bullets.
You basically shot twice, but only made 1 damage roll. That extra one was for an extra chance to hit damage.
So everybody is reloaded, I assume.
I never even pulled mine.
Yeah, well done.
What was that?
I was shaking.
I can do all combat like that.
Don't strain
Something
yourself.
grabbing you there.
I only used 1 bullet.
Hell, you got a hell of a story now.
I should write this up.
How much can you make for a story like this? And then there we were.
I don't know. I've been writing the newspapers lately. I got to find somebody to publish nonfiction.
We were in the middle of a fight. The dead were attacking us. There was a dragon from the sky breathing fire down upon us.
Sounds like a dime novel.
And then the marshal pulled his holy weapon and fired it straight into the eye of the creature.
Actually,
You owe me $1 for the interview.
I like the way you think.
He can pay you for that one.
actually, I believe you are a storyteller.
Yes.
Tell your story to the town.
Oh. What does that mean that
don't
you're a
believe it.
storyteller?
I don't know the mechanics behind it. There are mechanics because there's a roll involved,
Oh.
but I don't know how they work.
So,
Because I did that section.
so do good things happen to you if you tell stories about
Well,
stuff?
it's if I roll badly, bad things don't happen.
There's only reward for telling the story well.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So you're like our barge.
All right. So how much do you want to know? And I can tell you.
Well, I don't think you want to spoil. I don't want to spoil.
How much do we need to know right now?
Yeah, don't tell us. anything.
It-
I want to go into town and just tell people what happened.
You want to spread the word that good things happen. You think you've solved the problem, yada yada. And I want you to do it. Not just roll the dice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Well, okay, so we got to go back to town.
If you do a good job, I will give you a bonus roll to the dice.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. Dawson, you okay. Good job, man.
You mean he's all right?
I'll come here back when need be.
He's okay. He's okay for a Southern Indian.
Interesting. Maybe there's hope for you yet, Marshall. I think we've got these people here. I don't want them getting up and walking again. Can we take them into town with us?
That won't get up and walk.
Oh, you mean like they just weren't?
Marshall, I which thought you were just at.
Please don't also come and hang people on their own.
Yeah.
People don't. You go and tell people like that, they're going to throw you into the goose gallery.
Well, how they do it?
We got to explain how these bodies got here somehow. The townsfolk buried these people.
Speaking of buried, if there's any chance that a creature like this might have some sort of hidden treasure at its roots.
I tell you what, you go find out. Bring me back my shovel when you're done. We're going to town.
How about you guys top the bodies, get them ready to go, and I'll just take a quick look.
It's getting late anyway. You want to be out here after dark?
Hey, if there's $300 in gold doubloons,
Hey, Arizona, how do you plan on getting these bodies back to town? You dragging them?
we got Bill.
Bill's a lady pack animal.
Bill the mule.
Bill get to go on the train too.
At least we can put him in that
Cow
house.
cart.
You can just tell people where they are.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just worried that they're going to walk away again.
We'll bind them. That won't look bad.
Arizona grabs a shovel and does some preliminary digging to see if there's any cool stuff buried where the tree was.
No, you guys have already done some digging there. You don't find anything. Find anything then.
Okay. All right, then. Arizona's ready to head back to town.
Let's head back to town.
Let's do it.
Are we leaving the bodies, or are we tying them up?
Well, I think if we can, if Bill will, well, it's 4 bodies. I think we should leave them. We'll tell the townspeople where they are. They can come with some more animals to haul the bodies away.
We already saw him get up and walk once.
Yeah, but we also saw the tree turn into action, blow off like dust in the wind.
Only one of us, only the drunk guy saw him get up and walk.
Yeah, they didn't get up and walk.
Well, how did they
It's
get
mind
here?
Playing tricks on you.
They weren't here. They weren't here when we got here. The town's all buried.
Dead
People don't walk. Trees don't have people. Anyway, let's go back to town.
It could have just been a freak breeze that wrapped itself around Arizona's neck and picked him up.
Feel like a freak breeze, you Arizona?
It felt like it was a pissed off tree that tried to kill me.
Oh, come on, grow up.
You see this right here? You see this right on my neck? That was the tree.
All right, so you head on back to town.
Already.
Don't go to sleep already.
All you guys are doing is arguing about.
You guys head on back to town.
As you're walking back, the monk wakes up slightly, and he says, "Shotgun wedding is a kiss of life or death." And then he goes back to
Aren't they the same? Job.
trying to spark you.
Yeah. So we go back to the saloon and we I guess we talk to the bartender. He seems to be the focal point.
The saloon keeper. Right there.
Right, all right. So there's some people we're supposed to load out. If you want to click the roll 20 and all right, you go back, you find the bartender.
Hey man, we solved the mystery. We want our reward.
Adams is a skill in this.
Yeah. So you a bar innkeeper.
Reward.
You
may want to find some people out by what the tree was that those people were hanged at, and go lay those people back to rest.
What are you talking about?
There are 4 bodies that are laying on the ground out where that tree was. Now the tree isn't there anymore, but it's near where the tree was. See, we went and we investigated the first house from a few weeks ago when the door was.
Hold on, let me get some other people. So you think you solved the murder?
Pretty sure we solved the murder.
Let me go get some other people so they can hear this.
It was not the butler. Yeah, go and just some people.
Here, have some whiskey.
Hey, you get whiskey for all of us if you tell me for me. Come on now.
Well, we gotta send people. We don't want those bodies laying there. Christian.
All right, so he runs off. He's about 10 minutes. He goes back to the small crowd of people.
Okay. We heard about the troubles in this town from a friend. We were dispatched to go and see what happened here. We got the details from the good innkeeper about the murders that had happened. And how these people were dragged from their houses as if by wild animals and strung up on that tree of death.
It was terrible. Terrible accident.
We're by the wild tree.
We investigated the house where the first couple was dragged out. And walking up to the house, we saw that the door was split asunder. and the frame was torn off the whole house. And inside was a terrible mess, as if a whole tornado had come through and ripped up the whole inside of the house and deposited it back down all willy-nilly. And there wasn't more to see there. I looked around, and we went on to the second house. The second house, the whole side of the house had collapsed. And it looked... Tell us straight here. When did they ever let the tree get away with reporting back? Well, nowadays, for that matter, too. And it seemed as though an earthquake had come and juggled everything around, as if God himself had just picked up everything and tossed it in the air and let it fall back down again. But there was no more clues to be found at the second house. And so we went to the third house, and we saw
another little pig.
We saw a foundation. And the whole rest of the house was a big pile of rubble 20 yards away from the foundation.
He's not lying, that's true.
I swear.
And at that point, it was dead quiet. There weren't no prairie dogs rustling around, no crickets, no birds, no wind, no nothing. The further we went on, the stiller the air got, and the thicker and denser, and I could swear I smelled a touch of salt brimstone.
And that wasn't just Bill, but you.
So we decided to...
Really already? It's 9:30.
So we decided to continue on our trail, and the next logical spot to investigate was the tree. The tree of the terrible tree of death, with limbs like a witch's arms hanging down.
It's like a hanging tree.
Well, it's kind of cliche.
It was clear that people in the town didn't care nothing for landscaping or gardening, huh? Oh, right, sorry. So we walked up to this tree, and we saw that there was some dirt disturbed by the roots, and we thought that maybe somebody had defiled this holy place where these people's souls had gone on to the good Lord. So we took out a shovel, and we just trying to dig around the roots of this tree to see if we could find the devil's mark. When all of a sudden, the tree itself reached down and grabbed Arizona by the throat.
No way!
Hung him 20 feet up in the air.
Arizona points to his neck and the welts on his neck.
Wow! 20 feet up in the air, swinging him around like a dog with a rag doll.
It was terrible.
That's amazing. I don't believe it for a second.
And it looked like Arizona was in dire straits, but our good and brave Trey Robards, he got his axe out, and when he saw that tree swinging Arizona down, trying to dash him against the ground, Trey ran over him with a mighty swing of his axe, chopped the limb right off the tree.
Like Paul Bunyan. Like little Paul Bunyan.
So he don't look strong, but he's got strength. Inner strength.
Well, at that point,
that must be big the move. Mule.
Bill were standing there all sad like he does. Wait, I'm from New York.
Sorry, I couldn't read this.
And then our two fighting men drew their irons, sidearms. Damn, what's the word? They drew their smoke wagons of holy fists of thunder against the demon tree.
Amen, brother.
And both of them fired at the same time, like God himself could come down and the fist of God come out of the barrels of these guns, and boom! The tree just exploded into splinters.
We gotta tell the preacher about this.
It's like it all over again.
I've got goosebumps.
If you go out there, you can see the tree is there more. The whole tree. These two men shot that tree, and boom! It splintered and flinders that ignited in the air, leaving no ash behind. The tree of the devil had been vanquished by the the left hand of God and the right hand of God.
The tree's gone.
The tree is gone.
Ain't no gone.
You go see yourself, right hand to God. And the tree's there no more.
I'll tell you, Robert Harris here, he's quite a storyteller, and it's true. He made a bet with me. He said, Arizona, I bet you $4 that tree is not going to be gone. And we did our best, and now the tree's gone, and he owes me $4, and it was just amazing.
It's a good thing I already paid you. And then often, at the moment that the right hand of God and the left hand of God brought swift justice down upon this devil tree, we saw 4 bodies out in the distance collapse on the ground. And 4 beautiful angelic souls, finally, with peace upon their faces, ascended up to heaven.
Look at that. That's really good. Who were the 4?
They were the murdered people. It was the if I remember their names, it was the couple and the ranch hand and the single man. They are finally through.
Oh God!
There should be some people coming back soon to tell you that their bodies were laying on the ground there. But I swear to God, we saw them ascend into heaven, and they are now seated with Jesus and the Lord.
Good God!
So I believe there will be no more people being dragged from their houses and on this metal tree of death.
Wow. Man, a tree. That's you gotta be hard for a story like that. Well done.
All right, let's give me your roll there, buddy.
That was good.
Well done.
That's a persuasion. I was.
Skill. Just skill. You have skill.
No, I have the edge.
Okay.
I needed a D8 persuasion to get the edge. So that's what I'm assuming I'm rolling persuasion.
Sure. I'm trying to remember.
Oh, should I wait?
Okay.
If I roll bad, we'll do it again. I got a 5.
Really? Got the
Okay, so you have the tail teller.
Yes. Which I believe that, if I remember right, that makes it so that you don't fail on a natural 1. You have to get snake eyes to fail. Or fail miserably, or whatever it is.
When making a persuasion roll to tell a tale of his posse's exploits, a quarter with this edge gains a +2 bonus.
Oh, okay, so that 5 became a 7.
Furthermore, most tall tales bungle the tail when they roll a 1 on the persuasion die, regardless of the wildlife. The hero does so only on a roll of snake eyes.
Well, both of my dice were greater than
When a tale teller with this edge successfully lowers your level, which you did by making your check and telling a great tale.
Good job.
Thank you.
You hear birds and animals again. Breeze is normal again.
Talking about the fist of God, and he's reducing the fear level.
Well, these people love to be scared of the Lord. It's being scared of the devil that keeps them awake at night.
Yeah, maybe they're scared of you guys now.
All right, you guys. Well, going into the pot.
I was going to say, don't I also get when I do a good job?
A legendary. Benny.
Which I believe these cross sections.
Really?
I believe.
I find the exact. Yes, it's a legend. It's a legend chip.
It's going to be better than the blue chip, which is pretty awesome already. Which gives you a 1d6 and a reroll.
And it doesn't give anything.
Oh, versus red, which always gives them.
It doesn't say what it does.
But it talks about fake chips. I think it's in the section on fake chips.
Oh, you're right. No, that's actually it's the word legend. Anyway, it goes in the pot for tonight.
Okay.
So,
What's my nose?
all right. So the town is ecstatic with your tall tale. Several of them run off. The tree is actually gone. They do find the bodies of the people.
Make sure to put those bodies back to rest so the bodies can.
They do, and they confirm that those people who were killed earlier.
Amen.
They give you your $126 reward. You guys do that. That's up to you.
I think I should get a double shot.
They hand it to Robert. He was the teller of the tale.
I divide it evenly.
Well,
Give everybody their fair share.
All right.
That would be about 21 for 6 of us. It's $21.
Perfect. See, I did do that.
That worked out pretty well. So everybody had
Plus 21.
plus $21.
And then I count my money again to make sure there's as much as I thought there should be.
Oh, you only got 19 and you got 23.
now, Rudy were around down to 18 by the time we got in your pocket.
That's a good point.
All right, so 3 days have passed since you left.
I didn't think about it.
Arizona will participate fully in the celebration. If he can find a poker game, he will, and he is very happy to try to get drunk and have some fun.
3 days, we got just 1 or 2 more days before the train.
I'd like to give a hot bath and a good meal.
Well, you'll get an okay meal. Not much since they've been high now. Fear level is, affects an area based on obviously the fear of that area. Let's see if the fucking legendary here. There's one more type of chip your posse might see after a little acquainted with the weird West Star underbelly. These suckers aren't put in the pot when you start the game. They're added when the group beats a really nasty critter of the weird West and lives to tell lies. Legend chips are used to and then they're gone. And they can be used in any one of 3 ways. They can be used like a blue fate chip and add +2 to the final total.
So you get to roll 1d6 and plus 2. So really 3 to 8.
They can be used to re-roll any roll. A damage roll, a roll on a table, a malfunction check, and so forth.
Wow.
Or a player can trade in an unplayed legend chip at the end of the session with automatic experience point. I'm not going to allow that.
Okay.
I'll keep you all safe.
That's fair.
So, I will write down this chip at some point.
Okay.
And put it in the bag.
Unless you have another call, you can throw in another call.
Do you have other book chips outside of white?
Yeah, right, blue.
I do.
Yellow?
I do. I have green.
Yeah, but I don't want to figure yourself. I'll write it.
All right.
$2 a lot. So, with that, you have finished. It is now a good day to get there. You spent the day investigating. You spent the day partying. So you have 2 days till the train leaves Chicago. And it's going to take you a day to get there.
We got some cash in our pocket, and if we get delayed, well, I think that it would be smart to get an early start, just in case we run into any trouble on the way down.
I finally agree with you, Arizona.
Hey, do you think that the town might be willing to give us a loan of some horses, so we don't have to do some walking?
Why don't we hire a stage to take us in?
I like that idea.
So stage runs through here?
Well, no, why don't we hire somebody to ride us in their wagon?
That would work.
We're heroes.
Hey,
Gotta be
you're
somebody
the-
that's willing to do it for free for us.
New York, they seem to like you. Maybe you should try
I'll ask them.
asking around.
I inquire around the town about transportation to Chicago.
All right, give me a persuasion check.
Yeah, persuasion.
Hey, I'm trying to give you some skills.
That's cool, yeah. I like it.
Not combat skills.
The only reason I have a good persuasion was just for that edge.
You're definitely going to be the party face man.
Oh boy, okay, wait, so I got a double 8.
Are you kidding?
No.
Wow.
8, 9, 10, 11, or 6, 10.
Wow, you know.
No, 11 is more than 10.
11.
11.
If you had succeeded, they would have given you a ride for a couple bucks, but with a raise, we're the honor to take you on our. So you spend a fairly miserable morning bouncing around the back of a wagon.
I'm not sure if this is better than walking or not.
Oh, it goes without saying we restock supplies. We try to get enough food, maybe to fill our packs for 3 or 4 days. Something like that.
You've all adjusted your ammo, so on and so forth. You have your legendary chip, which like I said, color.
Cool.
We got Bill.
Yeah, we got Bill.
Well, Bill can plot alongside the wagon.
Well, you're going to get on a train.
They don't transport horses on trains?
Not in this case.
I'm sure that they transport horses on trains.
Not in this train. This is special.
You may need to sell Bill. I'm sorry, New York, but
I'm more worried about the mules and about all the stuff that Mule carries.
That you can throw. You can bring on the train.
How about this? Just for the sake of argument, I will sell Bill, and then buy a mule of the value when we get to our destination.
That's certainly feasible.
You might need to buy some luggage for your stuff.
Well, we'll have
There-
we'll have a
there-
place.
So much stuff is he carrying around with?
See how much Bill had? Bill was like struggling under the weight. That
This
poor
much stuff.
animal.
In the middle there, you can take it if you want.
All right, so Robert
Lots of
divvies
stuff.
up his stuff so everybody's loaded down a bit.
Okay.
You arrive on the outskirts of Chicago,
I'm an adventurer.
and you find that you have to check your guns. This is not uncommon in the setting.
Chicago's pretty small.
So you have to check your guns at the door.
I'm along.
You got to check your guns at the door,
I got a badge.
and don't care.
This is a U.S. Marshal. I can take your job.
Son, you will leave your. This is the guy from the city. You will leave your gun here, or you will not enter my city.
I'll
That
be sure.
sounds like a
to
deal to
name
me.
U.S. Grant when I see him. Here
You do
go.
that.
Hey, I've been deputized by him. That means I can keep my gun too, yeah?
I'm gonna take your stuff too.
All right. You got a claim ticket or something?
Yeah, everybody gets a claim ticket for their stuff, and you wander into Chicago, which for some of you is probably the biggest city. What was it, Mike?
I was gonna say, so let me ask you a question. Do they search us,
Yes.
or are they just taking the guns that we see?
They search you and your possessions.
Because you know that in every town whatsoever, everybody had a hidden gun on them somewhere.
They search you. You're allowed to keep your knives. No guns in town.
Just freaking search and frisk.
It's getting so invasive, isn't it? They're reading your Pony Express emails these days, mail these days. It's really something.
They'll do away with it someday.
Yeah, it'll get better in the future, I'm sure.
All right. So for some of you, this may be the biggest city you've ever been to. For others like Robert, this is small potatoes
It's the
compared to
second
New York
biggest
City.
city in the country.
This is by far the biggest
At the
city
time?
I've ever been to.
Yeah.
It's bigger than New York.
It's the second biggest.
Yeah.
Um,
They've been
maybe
rebuilding it
it's
since
not
the
as
fire,
big as
so
Boston.
it's much nicer than New York.
So where are we staying?
You figure you got about a day and a half till the train leaves.
Can you confirm? So we have to check the weapons. We have a claim ticket.
Yes.
When the train comes,
You will get. You make arrangements with your claim ticket where you want your guns when.
okay, and then you take them
They'll
back.
handle
onto
that
the
for
train.
you.
All right, fair enough.
So we're going to handle that inconvenient.
All right. Now, what was the other?
That's right along there with selling the mule and buying another one.
Yeah.
So just to refresh my memory,
This ain't Dodge.
we're trying to get on a train that is carrying a symposium, and that's where Mr. Hill is going to be. So Dawson can have words with him. Is that right?
Why you want to Dodge City is specific to each of you.
All right.
All right. This was an easy way to get a wage
Yep.
and free transportation, assuming you could get hired out as a bodyguard by somebody.
All right. And also, Dawson has an agenda of,
Dawson has
Some events.
everybody has their own agenda,
and maybe Robard or Trey is interested in learning more about science. Okay.
and Robert wants to see the West
Got
more. So
Robert does not want to see Chicago.
no, Robert's uncomfortable in Chicago.
Robert does not want to. He wants to get a room. He wants to sit in the room until he get out of this godforsaken
Why
place.
don't you go down the street and sell your story?
Yeah, go
On
pick
your
it up.
trip. Come on,
Find a
boy.
newspaper.
I'll send him a telegram.
You do have to find employment to get on the train.
Well, Arizona is going to find a hotel that is a combination hotel casino. He's going to recommend to his friends that maybe they stay at the hotel that is a combination, if he can find one.
Okay.
Then he's going to play a couple of games, and then he's going to seek employment as a bodyguard for someone. That's his plan of action.
I'm gonna go see if I can. I'm gonna write the story we just had, and I'm gonna go see if I can sell it to a publishing house.
Okay.
I suppose I can venture into the city enough for that.
All right. Trey,
I'm looking at the University of Chicago.
Warren.
I'm going down to the local stable and ride a horse and talk to the horse keepers.
All right, and
It's my
Dawson.
hobby, horses.
Yeah.
Well,
Interesting. I thought that was a
Dawson,
lie.
being a bounty hunter, kind of knows the
Oh,
places
yes, man,
where
he
you
knows about
go
horses.
find that kind of work, or bodyguard type stuff. So he's going to go check out the the train station and try to find out the types of people that are going to be traveling on this train, and see if he can figure out who we might talk to about protection.
All right, Adam is. I'm going to come back to you because you're the guy with the best answer so far. All right, Trey goes to the university. Just around, or is he looking for something specific? Research
the science area.
All right.
So I have some connections there from people that I know who grew up at the time in Kansas.
All right. So while in the while there, Trey, you want to? This sucked.
Where's Washington Carver?
All right, all the way on the right, in the top right, the black man.
Yeah.
Oh, I only see one card. Oh, I see. I can scroll.
Yeah. All right, there's 4 pictures on this screen.
Okay.
So in the top right,
and make sure you scroll so that the people.
you can see them all. Doesn't really matter. I just want to show you one at a time
Okay.
to introduce them all, so there's less confusion.
Yep.
Trey, you run into this black man is scurrying across the campus. He actually bumps into you carrying a load of stuff. You hear him mumbling something about getting to the train station, and he takes off.
Any help, sir?
Before you can even talk to him, before you can talk to him, he says, "Excuse me," apologizes, and basically,
Recognize him?
No, you would recognize him. You saw him again because you don't see too many well-dressed black men carrying large suitcases. I'm leaving university. Robert is able to sell his story to the, what's the paper?
Oh, the paper epitaph?
The epitaph for a few bucks, $3.
That was my
Sure.
idea.
I've been doing this since
I
before.
got a piece of that.
Yeah, I've been doing this since before I met you. I've never written something that went across as nonfiction before.
Warren spends his
Since I've been out west.
heads on down to the stables.
Like sharing my knowledge of horses, impressing them with
Some of the
my
pictures
legal
figured out.
background, letting it be known that I can offer protection. I'm a man to trust in a tight situation.
If you scroll down to the bottom right of this picture,
We've never seen you ride yet, Warren. Is that correct?
I've got riding skill.
Did you click on no thanks?
getting out of I don't have that. I just have the card.
That's a 19th century accountant.
Getting out of the stage that's arriving there, Joel, at that time. You see this man, really uptight, doesn't talk to anybody.
Which one?
The one all the way on the right.
Okay.
Please do the one all the way on the right.
I don't have to scroll again.
It's fine. We understand. It's
yeah.
it's red.
Yeah. Yes. The one all the way on the right.
There's 2 pictures.
He's carrying a large, it's 4 pictures. He's carrying a notebook.
Mm-hmm.
He gets off and meets toward the train station.
He gets off the train, he goes towards the
He gets out of the stage
Oh.
and heads in towards the train station.
Do I recognize him?
No. Arizona, give me a gambling roll. I'm not going to play cards with you.
No problem. I think he's currently only got a D4, if I'm not mistaken.
You're that World Series of Poker.
They're in the Bible.
City.
Snake Eyes.
Except the bottom left.
Whoa, you're not.
Big guys.
He's
You
gonna
forget who gambles like you suck.
spending a Benny. He's re-rolling that.
That's your second Snake Eyes at poker, I believe. This
It is.
campaign.
It is. It's horrible. Here's a double explosion.
You're all 11.
Yeah.
And 10 is
Seven.
highest of the 2 rolls.
All right. So you managed to win $8.
I'll call that a good day. Thank you.
By the way, spending the night is $3 per person here.
Okay.
So make sure you deduct that.
That's a lot of
Let's
money.
see if I can
That
find
is a lot
place
of
on
money.
That would be wash.
Yeah, no, I got to erase it now.
Would you have
I'm seeing if I can find a place on campus.
to stay?
They have dorms there.
You looking at the girls' room?
Why would we need to educate women?
Yeah, this is,
Women didn't go to college.
This is 1870 something or other.
All right. So Austin,
Except for women's college.
you head over to the train yard, where you see the man on the bottom left,
Okay.
the black and white picture with the big mustache, Bernie.
Yep.
That's an awesome mustache. I don't like no mustaches like that.
And you see the woman in the top as well.
The cousin.
They both appear to be looking to hire some bodyguards.
She looks like an inventor of some sort.
Yep. They're talking to different people around the train. You definitely find the train that is leaving for Dusty. I'm trying to figure out how it works out as far as leaving for Dusty City. We'll just leave it at that. You have to spend one night being hired by the guy before it leaves. So.
Hey, Dawson.
Sure. Yeah.
You can't talk to him.
Oh, okay.
You're gambling. Did you guys set up time to get back together again or anything like that?
I imagine
we're grown men.
We would have agreed to maybe meet up for dinner or something if we were interested. Arizona will be back he's gambling right at the hotel. So if anybody shows up, we'll join for dinner.
I would assume we would have said dinner. What time did we get into the city? I guess
it did not take you the whole day. So let's say you got in like 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Mid-afternoon.
Robert will tell his story and then go back to the hotel.
All right.
I go look around the campus looking for what research people are doing.
You see a lot of interesting work with what you find interesting. Some ghost rocks, some not. A lot of steam power, that kind of stuff. So.
I'll look forward to that.
All right.
Talking to the guys down at the stable and pressing them with my stories about U.S. Grant.
Some of them take you at face value. Some of them, talk
I've
about
got
the back
a
of the
real persuasion one.
What are you trying to persuade them?
That I'm a good personal friend of President Grant.
You have D6 in persuasion? Oh, you have D4 too.
D4. So I got a 3.
Some believe you, some don't.
Figures.
Anything you do special, Dawson?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go up and introduce myself to the gentleman with the mustache first,
All right.
and let him know that he's looking for some people to escort him to the conference,
All right.
and let him know that I have a very capable party of people that are for hire.
You have another group that you play with?
I didn't say I was introduced to you all right now. I just said giving him the impression that they're all capable.
So he says he'd like to see the whole group before he makes any kind of decision. He has a couple other groups he's entertaining the option of. And he thanks you for talking to him.
I tell him that ask him where he's staying. Tell him that we are at whatever the hotel and casino is, and that I can have the group available around dinner time this evening.
All right. He says he'll be at the train station probably till around 7. So if you want to come back, he says most of us will be here till around 7. Then the cargo has to get loaded. So keep an eye on our stuff till then. We'll be looking. Anybody who's hiring will have their hiring done by that time.
Okay. And I'm gonna, so after he goes off and does his thing, I'm gonna mosey on over to the young lady with her crazy little gadgets, introducing myself to her as well.
Yep, redhead, Irish accent.
Yep.
Is your name Amy?
More attractive than the photo.
I hope. Again, offering my services. Letting her know a little bit about us, asking her what she's looking for.
And she doesn't have as much to say. You don't know if she may even be interested in hiring anybody. It's hard to tell. It's hard to read her.
Okay.
But she's very pleasant.
She's well tats.
She's pleasant enough. So that's about it.
Okay.
So, you stick around long, see if anybody else shows up.
I think maybe I might want to.
Did we lose him again?
I'm only gonna look and see. Maybe while I'm chat with her, I'm gonna see if she understands the dangers of traveling.
Oh, I understand. You can do a woman's accent. I can't do an Irish woman. I can't.
That was not bad, though. That was not bad.
What's the matter with you? Do you not like women?
Oh.
It's a little upsetting that you can't, but we'll forgive you.
What was it? You broke up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just kind of keep. I want to keep kind of in the background, kind of just surveying what's going on, trying to see the sheer different number of groups of people. Trying to look to see who my competition's going to be.
Yeah, you see a few others. There's actually a group of Chinese men called the Ninjas. They're trying to pawn themselves off. A couple people they were talking to. I should have given you the names, but the first gentleman you talked to, Mike, was Sir Clyde Reed Cannon. I think that was him. Yes, Sir Clyde.
The man with the mustache.
Yes, Sir Clyde Reed Cannon. Englishman.
Okay.
And the woman you spoke to was Lottie Galloway. I will try to put their pictures in the write-up.
Not body doc.
No.
Okay. So if I don't figure out that there's any other group other than the ninjas,
You see some other gun runners, some other gunmen, people who are more common like you. The three Chinamen scout. You see a bunch of railroad workers, so on and so forth.
Is the train, so the train is there and it's loaded? Got it. Okay, so I think what I want to do, Josh, real quick is I want to check out the train yard, inspect the train, see how many cars, how many passenger cars, how many freight cars, how many engines.
All right, it's one engine. It is powered by steam, like everything. So this one uses Ghost Rock as part of the fuel.
Not a coal train.
Correct. There is a passenger car, a dining car, a lounge car, a sleeping car, a freight car, and the caboose. You'll note no animal car.
You could have just written one in.
All right. How many people do I think are going to be able to take this train?
It's hard to tell. You don't have that much experience in train yards. You're an outdoors kind of guy.
Right.
There's only one passenger car, one lounge and sleeping car. So
like 30 people, 50 people.
I'm guessing 30 to 40, depending how crammed they are, and most of them are expected to be inventors, although there may be a few adventurers along for the ride who don't know any better than to ride this train.
Right. Okay. Okay. I mean that's good. That's kind of what I wanted to get. I just wanted to kind of get a feel for the train, the yard. Is there security within the train yard itself, like around this train? Are there guards? Are there just people milling about, like more like the train? More like the.
There are porters and valets around. The engineer and the conductor.
I mean, no one's guarding the ghost rock that's sitting in this train.
There's not ghost rock sitting there on the pile on its own. There may be ghost rock integrated into some of these inventions, but the inventions are all boxed. Guys are sitting on the boxes waiting for porters to pack stuff.
I thought you said the train ran a ghost rock.
The ghost it does, but the conductor and engineer. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I should.
Okay, gotcha. I gotcha. Okay. All right, that's good enough for me. I think at this point. I've seen what I need to see. I've seen, a couple people. I don't appear to see any other groups. Are there any other groups outside around the train yard that look like they may be looking to hire some security or?
You get the impression that there are still more inventors to come.
Okay.
But not
all right. I'm just gonna kind of head back into the station itself. Kind of fade into the background. Just kind of, I want to listen and observe the conversations, the groups that are coming through before I got to go back to the hotel and meet up with the guys and get them back.
Time goes by, you see some other people. You see the man that I showed you that Jeff ran into, that ran into Trey. You see the man in the suit with the big book. You see a few other inventors. Some have guards hired, some don't.
All right. I introduce anybody who doesn't look like they have anybody. I've introduced myself to them. Know my services our services are available.
All right. The man that bumped into Jeff is Elijah Bailey.
George Bailey.
He doesn't. He also doesn't appear to have hired any bodyguards yet.
Okay.
So
I let him know that our services are available. I tell him roughly the size of the group. Tell him that we're very experienced in providing protection. The further west you go, or into some of these other areas, particularly Kansas, where not a bad idea to have that type of protection.
well, to be honest, boy, I'm more concerned about the protection of my stuff on this train ride.
Well, I mean, not just you, sir, but obviously all your stuff. That's why there's a group of us. Some of us would be protecting you and your knowledge, as well as protecting your inventions and the stuff that you would have in the compartments in the back.
I see. All right, well, bring your friends around and maybe we'll have a chat and see what we can work out.
Okay. Well, how long are you planning on being down here for the rest of the day?
Yes, I'll be down here. My packages should arrive shortly, and then I'll be looking to stow them once I hire some guards.
Okay, we will. I will be back with my group, so you can meet the rest of them a little bit later this afternoon.
All right.
I just want to know one thing real quick. We're looking for a job on a train. Is there a spaceship nearby? Because we might need one for a train job.
No.
Is that a firefighter?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It was a very bad one. I
You were
apologize.
taken for that one. All right, you head back then, Mike?
Yeah, I'm gonna. If I think I've covered the area well enough, and it's time to head back, I'm gonna head back and let them know what I found out.
No.
Sure. All right, so you all managed to get back probably around 5:30 or so. 5:30. Arizona is hot.
He's got a crowd gathered around him. There seems like there's a real intense showdown. What must have been 5 people at the poker table, now it's down to 2. Arizona pushes in his pile. He sits back and says, all in. There's a dreaded moment, and Arizona ends up winning. And everybody slaps him on the back. The other fellow scowls in disgust, and Arizona turns around just as you're entering and says, oh, hello there, gentlemen. I'm feeling a bit hungry. Anybody care to join me for dinner?
You buying big winner?
Arizona, I think we got, before we eat dinner, I think we need to secure what we need to came here for. I was down at the train station. I've made a couple contacts. I think I might have got us some security work on this train heading to Kansas. Or, I'm sorry, heading to Dawson City.
Well, maybe we should return to one of our private rooms and discuss. What do you recommend, Dawson?
Well, seeing that we need to get on that train and get down there, there's at least one, maybe 2 inventors that are going to be on this train that need them, as well as their gear secured for this train ride, and maybe longer.
Do you know their names? Maybe Trey knows them.
I thought I'd give them all the names, and
You actually Trey recognized the name of Sir Clyden Buchanan,
Okay.
the Englishman with the mustache. You just recognize the name you've written for.
Popular mechanics.
Okay.
Sorry, Mike.
I tell them we need to head down to the train station, kind of like an interview process. See if we can get on with one of these folks, so we can get down there.
Sounds good to me. Do we got everybody? Is everybody gathered?
Looks like everybody's back, so yep.
Lead the way, Dawson.
So I'll bring everybody down to the train station.
Alrighty. And
I'm gonna head to Kalai first,
alright.
finding out if he has secured anybody yet.
And we'll apply on the screen.
By the way, Wolfie looks drunk once again, except he does perk up as they walk to the train station, and he says, "Man who put head on the railroad track to listen for train, likely to end up with splitting headache."
Don't you have something to drink, Wong Fei?
He nods, and he grabs a flask, and he sips once again and becomes quiet and thoughtful.
I wonder if there's anything in that flask.
Alright, so you approach Sir Clyde. He seems pretty intent with his negotiations or discussion with the 3 Chinese guys.
Okay.
And you see him exchange, give him a few bucks for some money. And they pick up his stuff and start moving it into the... Actually, they hover around up.
Okay.
In the air.
Yes, they fly. They're ninjas.
Yeah, they're kung fu.
They're okay.
Flying.
Our Hong Kong.
Did you ever see Halloween? Or they go on the astral?
You'll know the man
Ninja,
in the bottom right.
Yep.
He doesn't talk to anybody. He just writes in his book and scowls a lot.
I swear I've seen
I mentioned I
this
saw him get off the stage, and he looked pretty important.
So,
Okay, so he's unwilling to talk to anybody.
yeah, he doesn't say much.
Which of these three you folks think are the richest?
Gotta be the inventor lady.
Yeah?
Well, Arizona, I gotta leave that one up to you because that's not my forte.
Trey, you recognize the
I don't know, colored man at the university probably got
man who ran you over. You recognize him as when you see him. Thank you.
I believe he's a professor at the university.
colored professor, huh?
Oh.
What do they do next? Pretty soon we're gonna be with a red belt. I jest, of course.
Alright, so
I don't really have anything going on yet, so maybe I'll make some conversation with the stranger guy.
Can you imagine trying
he
to
pretty much just looks down his nose at
the
you.
United States on the temperament of a woman?
Flashing my badge and, hey partner, you got the time for me?
He takes out a pocket watch, looks at it. Tells you it's 10 to 6.
I said thank you kindly. You just keep your eyes open. Careful around here. There's a lot of unsavory characters around. If you need any help, you just talk to me. You know, I'm from the U.S. Marshal's Office. I protect guys like you. Okay? Have a nice day, sir. That was easy.
He spoke.
That's how you make friends.
Alright.
I go see
See
the
that, Dawson?
professor.
That's how you make friends.
He actually recognizes you and apologizes again for smashing into you.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
This should have been a hindrance.
Is that?
Fear of City should have been a hindrance. Duh.
I was just wondering about what kind of work you're doing. What you're working on.
I am a brewer of liniments and tonics. He's looking at his gold watch, making note of the time.
Why did I talk to that one, Ben? But then this fine guy.
What, are you part of the symposium? I noticed you have something on your arm there. The adventure you entering in the contest?
It's something I'm working on.
Really, I'd love to chat with you about it.
Chat with you, sir.
Really? Are you on the train then for the contest, or are you here for something else?
Yeah. Combined.
My group and I were on a train going that direction. We're held on security at this point.
Really? I was searching for some protection.
Might be very good.
His brains will be sitting on the streets of the city.
Is that man? He points over at Dawson. Is he with you? I suppose he was.
I think there's
He
enough
is.
people about that will keep each other safe.
I am looking to hire several men to assist with my
witnesses.
with protection of myself and my wares. Are you
I
interested
think
in
you
the
go to
job?
the right place then.
The pay is $30 a day plus the train ticket per
Wow.
person.
Hey, don't get too hasty. You might
I
get a
think-
better deal.
I think you came across the right group.
$30 a day?
Yeah, I think we should have a discussion
Do you have
before we make any decisions.
Negative negotiation skill.
Arizona, I don't think there's anybody else here to
I thought it was a fair
negotiate.
price.
Well, that's a good point,
The
Dawson.
only fair price is what we think is the fair price.
I think it's a fair price.
The only fair price is 20% higher than what somebody else thinks.
I like the way you think, Marshall.
Boys.
Marshall, you haven't made $30 in a day in ever.
That's $30
He
a day.
he made $21 in a day 2 days ago, and we killed that tree.
Well, that was actually 2 days worth of work.
Me and U.S. Grant, we used to
Hey, did you by any chance ever come across Ulysses Grant?
From everything he knows about horses.
Does he know anything about horses?
Everybody knows he knows everything about horses.
Where did he learn all that stuff about horses?
I hope not with that.
Did you get hit in the head?
Son of
Leo?
a gun.
You want to write the story about me and West Grant?
You know, we should talk about that. That might make a good story. I haven't done a historical.
oh,
You
right,
sell
so-
for hundreds of bucks.
So, do we have a deal, gentlemen?
5%.
I believe we have a deal.
I am curious, though. All these people looking for protection.
Protection from what?
Yeah, I mean, you're on a train, right? I mean,
Banditos.
Banditos on
From
the
the,
train.
you guys are from around here.
We ain't near Mexico.
It's protection from the other inventors.
Okay, the
What?
What?
You got to guard my things and protecting it from the other inventors.
What are they?
What if they're inventors? They're going to take your invention? They'll have two inventions at the Sabotage.
Did you just fall off the train?
Well, we just got in.
Explain to me.
If my invention doesn't make it there in one piece, I can't enter.
Oh. And what do you
Are
get?
you talking about sabotage? You all brainy putty types are going to go and take a hammer to everybody else's inventions so you can win? Oh, I didn't realize you were also cutthroat.
There's a lot more Thomas Edisons than Nikola Tesla.
What are the stakes? If you could put that in gambling terms, what do you stand to gain if your
Well,
invention works?
the win. You really don't know anything about this. The winner gets a contract with Hellstrom Industries
Oh.
to mass produce their item.
Hellstrom, those are the guys who make all those fancy gadgets.
Yeah,
right?
those
Yeah.
big
And then they got
things,
that
yeah.
catalog.
That's their rep right there.
That's
They
right.
pointed at the guy that Warren tried unsuccessfully to have a conversation with.
Ah.
He's
Are you talking about that catalog company?
The guy just goes,
No, the catalog company is Robar.
Oh, that's you.
Hellstrom is the one who makes like automatons and that kind of stuff.
Hellstrom is out in Salt Lake.
Yes.
All right.
Gloom City.
Oh, that
It's
doesn't
Salt Lake
sound
City, but it's been renamed Gloom City because there's so much dust rock in the air that it's gloomy.
And smoke from the industry.
Yes.
maybe? Okay.
those Mormons.
There.
So now, have you entered items into this contest in previous years?
No, this is my first time.
Have you heard about people who have? I mean, what?
Several of the people here have.
And do they get jumped? Do their items get trashed? Like, what's happened in previous years? What
All
sort of
kinds of things.
Really?
Yes. But I have an appointment I have to make before I leave. It's $50 a day. It's $30 a day.
Mhm.
Please make sure my,
Sorry.
please make sure my items are stowed safely. Once they're stowed, the train is safe overnight. We depart first thing in the morning.
Well, you seem like a right nice fella, and you know our friend Trey over here. Although I do regret to inform you, we've already gotten another offer for 35. I think we could do it for 36, though, because we really do like you.
40.
Hey,
Why?
hey, Jason. Trey, do you know what he's carrying in these boxes? This is going to
His
blow up
invention.
the train, is it?
What?
English?
His invention.
What is it?
You deal with tonics.
In liniments.
Poison?
You talking about those guys with the wagons?
Alright.
That nitroglycerin stuff?
Like, you
No,
know,
I think it's more like
you, sir, you look like a man who's probably his wife.
That's what he wants protection from?
What were you saying,
Health
man? With
funds?
the,
Well, I'm just saying that we'd love to help you. It's just that we do have a counter offer from another party, but we would very much prefer to work with you. I think we could probably do it for 36.
Alright, I will go as high as 40, but you have to take this vial and rub the contents on the 3, lost the wording. Damn it.
You best talk to Trey about that. He knows these things.
Okay, Dawson, we got a job for you.
One
It involves oil and rubbing.
one child. We got something to do.
And Bill.
Alright, let me see if I get these open.
Bill is
He hands over a sealed glass jar with
I
a
sold him some
viscous brown substance. Apply it liberally to the main pistons under the steam engines and ice. By liberally, I mean use it all and spread it evenly. Whatever you do, don't let anyone see you. When that's done, you use yourselves as you like, but remember the express pulls out at high noon tomorrow. Don't be late.
I think that we'll have some people sleeping on the train.
And he hands the train is safe, is off limits for everybody for the night.
All right.
Yeah, so
So-
we're trying to sneak people on the train.
So he hands the
And fuel.
Gentlemen, do we have a deal with this fellow over
Jar.
here? Dawson, what do you say?
I'm fine.
All right. Marshall,
Yeah, okay.
New York?
We need to devise a way to get on that train tonight.
I agree. Trey?
You actually have to get under the train to lubricate pistons.
Are we,
I guess
are we doing
about
this to the invention or to the
Alright.
train itself?
The train itself.
What's it again?
just the driving.
Well, I'm just thinking, if the train is safe overnight, that means everybody's going to try and break in to sabotage everybody else's stuff. So we better try and break into the train too to try and save the stuff that
This
we're
is summer camp.
paid to protect.
It's like an episode of Meatballs.
He's got 3 boxes that have to be stowed.
The only thing I don't understand, maybe Trey, you can explain this. Why do we have to do maintenance on the train that's disposing? Are we engineers now or something? What is his invention? I'm a
I wouldn't
confused.
think we're actually doing maintenance on the.
I don't know. I was all set for $30 and not have to do this.
But you got 40 now.
I think if anybody needs to go do this, Arizona, you should be the one crawling under the train and lubing the pistons.
Sir, why are we doing maintenance
He's
on
gone.
the
I think we need to do the old distraction and then send somebody stealthy into there.
China man stealthy? I heard they can like climb trees and stuff in the dark.
That would be our
Pajamas.
I may be able to help you with that.
That would be
Getting
our
into places quietly.
That would be our the huckster
You do the dirty work.
or the monk.
We'll be the distraction.
D4 stealth.
Oh, that's not bad.
I'm trained at least.
You never take stealth, do you?
The monk is stealthy only because he never goes anywhere without us dragging him somewhere.
I do think Wong Fei has a D4 in stealth as well.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
No, I'm more of the distraction guy than the sneaking behind the distraction guy.
But the gambler sometimes needs to get out real quick like, so he is D8 in stealth and he has a
So it's
base
look.
+2.
Look, an airplane.
All right, so you guys got the hotel and your dinner.
Yeah, I just don't understand. So we are protecting his
Well-
stuff, but we're also doing maintenance on the train?
We loaded stuff on the train, and then we take turns guarding this stuff up until we're kicked off.
That's the porter's loaded. It's up to you if you want to supervise the
We
loading.
watch the porters load it.
All right, so the porters do a much better job. You notice they're a little rough with some of the other equipment that wasn't supervised.
Oh.
Good call, New York.
So they talk to you and
Trey, can you tell us what this tonic stuff is? I mean, is there
I
something?
wouldn't know. It's a secret about it.
But you're a scientist type, right? You can't look at it, figure out
I
what
can't
it is?
see through or what's inside the camera. I might be able to.
you hear some
Is it
glass
cat?
clinking in there when they're moving it.
Does it go meow? Oh no, if it went meow.
I was thinking about what's in our other container.
Oh,
The vial that
yeah,
he-
it's some brown viscous fluid.
and he can't figure it out with a science check?
He has to open it up and tell me what he does.
Well, it's time. We're back in our room, maybe.
Yeah, but nobody's supposed to know about this stuff.
Yes. So
I'm just really confused. We're guarding something, and we're putting something on the pistol of the train. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I bet there's a lot in this world that doesn't make sense to you, Arizona.
Does he own the train? I mean, is he responsible for its operation?
you do notice something peculiar that it's a Wasatch train, which is a train owned by Hellstrom, running on a Pacific Blue track or vice versa. It's a pairing. It's not one company that runs the train.
Oh.
Which is
This is an unusual thing.
This is a unique thing, as far as you're concerned.
I think the train companies do not get along. There's competition to be
No,
the first one to
there
get
is
it.
little
there is a
science
war.
check on
They
the,
fight battles over
Okay,
train.
you're gonna open it or just?
We're gonna open it.
All right, so Trey. Well, okay, you get the stuff stowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Supervise-
watch
do,
them
you,
stowed.
do, you, do you tip the porters or do you just?
Well, we can tip them. We should tip them before they start moving stuff.
All
We're
right.
gonna tip them at all.
Yeah.
Before and after.
Before.
So let's say you give them 50 cents from each on the way there and 50 cents after everything's delivered nicely.
So everybody
You're
knows.
out of
Knock
luck.
off
Keep an eye on us, sir.
And as you are getting on that car, you notice that the engineer and conductor are there, and they're armed. And the expectation is that they'll be in that room all night.
People will expect whatever they want from them. I don't believe it until I see it. So we will be on the train overtly until we're told we are no longer allowed on the train.
All right, so you're just gonna hang out on the train.
Right, sitting on top of those boxes that just got loaded.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let me see if I have their names. The train.
Box 1, 2, and 3.
Train.
My kids had shirts that said thing 1 and thing 2 on them.
All right, so you're not going to see the town at all?
Volunteer to sit on the boxes. I'd like somebody else to sit with me. If 2 centuries are better than 1.
Wong Fei agrees to give you some assistance, being the rather observant type.
How can he observe anything when he's blind drunk all the time?
I observed my drink very well.
You did observe some ghosts falling down dead, so...
The more I drink, the less I have to drink.
All right. So,
That sounds perfect.
so Aristotle Lewis is the conductor. He's in charge of the train.
Okay.
Aristotle Lewis, is he Greek or is he English? The guy
He's
really
a veteran soldier.
Socrates
to make him
Smith.
resign.
And we're also in agreement sometime around midnight. We will try to get under the train and what?
We do need to devise a plan.
Lube up
the
the
wheels.
Grease the wheels.
What time? What time does the train yard getting locked up? Is the train getting locked up?
The so they load your gear around 6:30. Around 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Everybody gets the boot.
So we have time to plan.
Everybody gets the boot off the train.
This is a big giant.
He's a big imposing man.
Australian boot.
He's a big imposing man. He's backed up by Preston Mack, who's the engineer.
Can you just sneak away now?
Yeah, sure. So what you guys want me to do?
I don't think that hiding in the train yard, as they're kicking everybody out, they're probably going to find a dozen people in there. Don't be one of them.
You guys call.
Hmm.
We sneak in afterwards.
All right. Arizona, wait.
All right, so you spend your
Too dark.
a little bit, yeah. Time goes on. It was hard to find an old train picture like that and more than one train in it.
Oh, I can imagine. Oh, that's a great picture too. Wow, that's really nice.
So you have your couple hours in the train where you're bored out of your skull, sitting on boxes. Some other boxes come in.
While we're doing this, we're coming up with a plan.
Not in front of everybody. We'll do it tonight after we get thrown out of the train yard.
Once the sun sets and it's dusk, you're shown the door by Aristotle. Preston Mack, like I said, is the engineer. He's there as well. They said, rest assured, we will be locking these doors and sleeping in the cars to make yourself be safe tonight.
Thank you very much, kind sirs.
I'll flash my badge on the way out. Say, good job, guys. Good job,
Have a nice
boys.
one.
Does he seem to be the sort of person amenable to a bribe, to allowing an additional person to sleep?
I can do a notice check.
He seems pretty cut and dry, straight and narrow.
He won't try.
I got 5 on a notice check just to see if he's honest or.
That's more of a streetwise check. Do you believe him or not?
What's your streetwise?
I could do a streetwise
Well,
check.
yeah,
Because I'm skilled in streetwise. I'll do a streetwise check.
Yeah, by all means.
I
Yeah,
can't.
I got
I
3.
don't got that one. Well,
Well,
I could. But 3.
You need a 4 at least.
Not
I got a 3.
Okay, you're 9. You believe that, this guy's. He's been around the block. He's a soldier. He's trustworthy.
When it came to shooting.
He's,
Shooter.
you believe he's gonna lock that door and not sit on it.
Not yet.
Unless he gets waylaid.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good night.
And you.
So, what are you going to do tonight? Because there are many places to see within Chicago.
Well, I think we hole up in a hotel room and we just figure out how we're going to get this
Chicago in
stuff onto the piston
1870
of the train
was
at
half
midnight.
cattle and half slum. I
Hmm.
don't know if there's a whole lot to see.
So not much has changed, is what I'm saying.
I think Arizona's the
Jungle?
best person for that job.
I think so, but it's not until midnight, and I don't know about you, but I've been smelling cow crap since 6 miles back. I wouldn't mind getting a chance to see some of the sights before we get out there.
That's more than shoes.
If you want to know what there is, there's a city, there's some buildings, there's a whole lot of people who don't care who care a whole lot of nothing about nobody.
You know, for a rider, you sure spend a lot of time imagining what it's going to be like rather than seeing what it's going to be like. Don't you want to see what's out there?
I've seen cities. I don't need to see any more of them.
There's adventure.
There's adventure.
There's stories
You know what?
out there.
You can take your adventure. You can have it.
So for the record, what you saw in the room in the freight car.
Yeah, we had a lot of time to look around.
Well, there was always somebody in there with you, so you.
Well, literally looking.
Yes. There were about a dozen other large crates, and you like I said, when you left, you felt fairly confident that things would be as you left them in the morning.
We need to figure out how we're going to get into that train yard and lubricate that piston at midnight.
Look, I got a plan for that. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay, so I'm
We
worried.
are talking pre-electricity.
Gas lamps, ghost rock lamps.
Maybe some ghost rock lamps.
They look like electrical lamps in the picture, but those are ghost rock.
That's good.
Nice.
Or gas.
I have a feeling sometime shortly after midnight, let's say about 10 minutes after midnight, there will be a terrible, abrupt, and brief storm that will blind everyone in the area, during which time I think I might just be able to find my way underneath the train to do the lubrication. Now, call me crazy. I'm no...
You're crazy.
What do you call that, Trey? Meteorologist?
Something like that.
I'm not one of those, but I have a feeling that the weather's going to get rough right around 10 minutes after midnight. Well, everybody's worrying about that. I'll get onto the train.
Is the clock tower going to get struck by lightning too?
1.21 gigawatts.
Sorry, I missed it.
So until then, I think I'm going to go see the city. Anybody got a better plan?
Yeah. Let's make up a plan that doesn't involve praying for rain and wind at exactly 12:10.
Oh, and it's a full moon. As written.
All right. It's okay.
So it's a little brighter.
If there's a storm going to be brewing, I'd be happy for that tonight. But I'm not going to bet on it.
Well,
We're betting $40 a day on this.
What's the paper say? Does the paper have a weather?
Oh, you know, they're never right.
So
The paper says clear
writers
skies,
are
full
never right,
moon,
you know that.
but, you know, you can never tell.
I started working.
I can flip a coin and do better.
I got my toolkit out and I'm working on my forum.
did you want to investigate the liquid before you did
Yeah,
anything
did you look
else?
at that?
Didn't I roll it?
I think
didn't roll it.
I think you said you were going to, and then we didn't roll it.
All right.
Let's say you go back to the hotel for a minute to regroup.
Sure.
What?
4.
4.
Oh.
You open it up. It looks like grease. It's definitely viscous, very little friction. You suspect it's some sort of lubricant. You don't have much
Any
of
smell?
It smells a little greasy, but it also has a smell only Trey recognizes as ghost rock.
Oh.
So, Trey, what's it taste like?
I don't think we should go there right now.
When do you intend on going there, and how else can you figure out why we're trying to lubricate the train's pistons at midnight?
I think it might help it move faster.
Maybe he's got he's got tonics. You said maybe they lose their potency if the train gets there too late. Something like that. I don't know.
Well, you know these trains are they're made to run on time, unless they get waylaid by bandits. But I don't think that even lubricating the pistons is going to prevent that.
Maybe he's thinking that somebody's going to try to cause the train to lose its lubrication. Maybe he's doing something proactive.
What if?
Proactive? That's when you're a professional actor, of course, you dummy.
Oh, I hadn't heard that term before. I thought maybe you were referring to a thespian.
No, you big city. You think in New York you know something about that. Besides, that's not a nice term. What two women want to do is fine by me.
Well, the Lord doesn't see it that way, but that's a whole other topic.
Just became the most liberal person in the United States in that time frame.
But it was a good way to respond to that.
You need those pioneers even back then to push forward the.
All right, so Trey does his analysis. No, do you actually touch it, or you just kind of roll around in there?
Touch it.
All right. There's a slight tingling in your fingers.
Ooh.
I touched ghost rock before. I'm moved. This is my first time.
Okay, so
Trey disappears into the back room. You hear a zipper. What are you doing?
invent the zipper. Well, not thinking how are we gonna get this stuff on there without touching it. If touching it makes your fingers go tingly.
Well, it takes for a couple seconds.
A glove.
A brush.
You got some gloves I can borrow?
Right.
All right, so for the
I
record,
check. I
some
would
of
check
the-
on Bill, but I have to sell him to the dog food factory.
some of these suggestions for a night in Chicago, outside of just spending it in a hotel room, are shopping, drinking, praying, or any combination of the above, or gambling.
Arizona is definitely
I-
going to go get some gambling and maybe a little bit of drinking in before midnight.
I vote for Monty Brewster.
Oh, actually,
None of the above.
do they sell gadgets in Chicago?
You might be able, not so much. Depends what it is and what you're looking for.
Hmm.
I mean, you pass store after store selling brass knuckles and knives and
Yep, we're in Chicago. Oh, and non-done. Oh, I was going to say, so we're upright citizens in Chicago.
Does anybody have, were
We're
there any
criminals in
places
Chicago would be able to get the guns.
that sold anything interesting with Ghost Rock? So I know that there is Ghost Steel, which is steel made out of like the Ghost Rock
Rock in it.
process. So are there any knives or bullets made out of Ghost Steel? Anything like that?
Would you want to carry something like that? I knew God knows what that stuff does to a person.
Hell, if it keeps me alive, I'll carry anything on me.
I think what I'm getting at is that it might kill you.
Why would Ghost Steel kill me? Especially if I'm jabbing it into someone else.
That's safe.
Listen, he works with it all the time. He's alright.
Yeah. You met him?
I have.
All right, so
He saved my life.
So Arizona wanders into one of these stores, and everything out front is regular old brass, iron, steel. And then in the case in the back, there are a few more select items. You see a Bowie knife and some brass knuckles that have a funny,
Glow?
Tint.
I don't want to say glow or tint, but they're definitely a kind of metal you've never seen.
Luster.
Sheen. Luster. There is a word.
That's pretty interesting.
If we were using Benny's tonight, I'd give you one.
Is there a price, a tag, next to these items?
They are monstrously expensive.
So more than the meter $96.
The Bowie knife is $250.
Really
Whoa!
interesting.
You can buy 3 horses? No, 1 horse for that.
Is the owner in?
He's in with an assistant.
Ah,
So there are 2 guys keeping an eye on stuff. 'Cause they
evening,
know-
sir.
Evening?
Happen to notice you got a mighty fine-looking knife over there and a pair of brass knuckles.
Thank you.
I see the price is extremely high.
Rare things. It's hard work to get Ghost Rock and Steel to work together.
That's a good
Takes
point.
special skills. Never mind the mining of the rock and getting the hands on that.
Now, I imagine you wouldn't come to some sort of payment installment plan arrangement.
Sorry, son.
Hmm.
I don't know you from I don't know you from Adam.
Oh, the name's Arizona. Arizona Ainsley, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What is the price on that knife?
That knife is $300.
Woo-wee! $300. Do you accept...
Yeah, but you'll never have to sharpen it. It'll
Really?
cut through almost anything.
Can it cut through a tin can and then cut through a tomato right afterwards?
Like butter.
I would say if I wasn't cowering in the hotel room.
Do you know if you also purchase weapons, like shotguns or regular pistols?
We don't traffic in guns in within town limits.
Oh,
Nobody
right.
sells guns within
I
town limits.
understand. So you purchase other weapons, though?
Yes.
All right, very good.
Everybody needs a form of protection.
And are there any services that you might be willing to barter for? Something that you particularly need right now?
I can't think of anything right now, but if you had something you were selling,
All right.
well,
Well,
we might be able to make an arrangement.
well, I thank you very much for the time.
I got some plenty of other interesting things here. I got this cane with a sword in it.
Cane with a sword.
Yes, a fine-dressed individual like you, that cane would fit right in. In fact, I would probably escalate you, make you look even more fancy.
Well, you have a certain silver tongue about you, sir. That is very interesting. How much is that cane over there?
That's $30.
$30.
Look at it. It's a fine ebony cane, sword inside. Pulls out. It's a really nice,
Rapier kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, that is really intriguing. But look at this case. It's all mild. It's got bumps and dents against it, and look at the quality of the blade here. I mean, it's rusted in parts. My goodness, you're not taking good care of this thing.
Are you looking at the same weapon I'm looking at?
I am. I can't see anybody spending more than 25 on this.
I might be willing to come down to 28. I think it's really going to look good with you.
You know, sir, I think you're the sort of man I can do business with. It's a deal. He shakes hands.
So you
Trades
know.
the cane for $28.
$28.
Not a bad deal. I'll take it.
I have no idea what it's worth in the book.
Is it in the book, or did you just make it up?
I made it up.
Nice.
We'll call it a rapier, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool, Josh. Thank you. I'm not pressing my luck. I'm done.
Does anybody else interested? I thought for certain Dawson be jumping all over brass knuckles.
Or the,
Well, I was just going to say, I figured I would let you keep going with the conversation with Bob there first, but yeah, I mean, absolutely, I'm interested.
Anybody else here interested in any of my stuff? Any of these wares?
I already got a Bowie knife. I already got brass knuckles.
How much are the brass knuckles, sir?
You're a
The
well-armed
brass knuckles are $10.
Oh, you
$10.
can't go
Are
on the
those
long
the,
course without a
those
little
brass
extra
knuckles?
protection.
No. The ghost brass.
Apparently not.
The ghost brass knuckles are $145.
$145.
Yeah. Boy, man, when you get punched with that leaves a mark that doesn't heal too fast. I can tell you.
Hey, Dawson, if you need a loan, I might be able to help you out a little bit.
But I got this fine pair of all steel brass knuckles. If you
Arizona,
want, it even
I can take it back.
What did he say?
he said he wouldn't take a dime from you.
Oh, all right then.
I even got this set over here for $30, and I got screw-in spikes or screw-in studs for it. So it all depends what kind of damage you want to do.
For $30, huh?
Yeah.
It's a good thing they don't allow guns in this town.
They got to get creative when there's no
I got
guns.
$25. Can we make a deal with that?
Well, like your friend, I can tell you're a rough and tumble kind of guy. And I could see you getting some good mileage out of these. I'd be willing to come down to 27 for you. You're not as fancy as your friend, so I think you maybe have a little less cash available.
Yeah, I definitely have a little less cash. I may have to come back with that other $2, or unless you can come down to 26. I got 26 right here in my pocket.
I'll tell you what, make it 26 and 6 rounds of ammo.
Sure, I'll give you 6 rounds of Winchester 73.
That's a done deal, my friend.
Those are the bullets that he found on the kitchen floor.
Yeah, I know.
That's awesome. Well done, Dawson.
Alright, so I got brass knuckles with screw-in spikes.
Or studs, depending on how much you want to punch.
Or studs.
Maybe those up there.
Nice job.
What kind of damage is that going to do, Josh? We'll have to figure that out later.
Yeah, we'll have to look at what brass knuckles do, and it'll be like, D whatever plus 1. What about you, little man? Are you Marshall? Anything you guys interested in?
I got myself a good pair of brass knuckles here. I got myself a mighty fine Bowie knife.
I see.
You are prepared for everything, aren't you, Marshall?
Comes with the profession.
Very impressive, I must say.
I hope everything here is on the up and up. I'm sure it is, sir.
Of course it is.
You just take care of my friends here, and we'll get along just fine.
Good. What about you, short man?
I'm good. I'm still fiddling with my arm device.
And you trying to me, I don't even see anything on you. I got this neat thing over here that just got in. And he takes out a collapsible baton type thing. It's like a spring in there that pops it out.
Now Chris would be, the player of the monk would be salivating right now. But the problem is the monk needs nothing but peace, love, and happiness.
The monk does benefit from using things like brass knuckles.
He does, I know. But he would never buy it for himself. I am not interested in such purchase.
Chinaman, why is this? The thing pops out.
How much, Arizona says, how much does that cost?
For you or for the Chinaman?
Well, for the Chinaman, the problem is he gives everything to charity. He has no money on it.
Sucker.
I know. It's terrible.
It's $23.
Chinaman, I think one day I'm going to need you to have that. I'm going to give you this 23, but it is a loan, sir. You understand?
Chris just bargained with the devil lost. He wasn't here.
Do you understand
That's what you get for not showing up.
the value of a loan? A loan. That is what happens when your wife leaves you. No! I mean, you give me the money after I give it to you. You understand me? I have no need for money. You can have the money. And so a deal is made for $23.
Collapsible baton.
Collapsible baton goes to the Chinaman, and a debt with interest goes to Arizona. I imagine...
Well, once you get your first day's pay, you can pay it back.
Yeah,
Only 30% interest in the first day.
that's true. Imagine that's how it would go down. I don't know. I hope I'm not taking too many liberties.
We'll have a conversation with Chris if he wants to renege. That's fine.
Okay.
Anything for you, little man? You sure, Marshall? I got some nice pounds and patches back here. I could trade that one in for you. I found some nice sterling silver.
No, thanks, buddy.
Made in China.
Yeah.
That could be like the running joke now. Nothing for you, Shorty?
What do you got? Anything else?
What are you looking for?
I'm not looking for a weapon.
Okay, let's. I mean, I have access to a blacksmith. I may have some wares that you need. It looks like you do some fine work there. I have a small set of tools over here that might be of interest to you.
I got a decent sample. What do you have there?
So he takes out a leather pouch that unrolls and has a collection of screwdrivers and that kind of thing. Pokes, prods, awls,
Files.
Jeweler's tools.
Is somebody...
What's that? $6?
That'd be 11.
How about 10?
Done deal.
All right.
I'm going to call them thieves' tools or whatever tools you have.
Thieves' tools.
I just make a bad deal on that. So you guys have you have that, Jeff? That'll be.
I know thieves' tools cost $50 in the gearbook.
Yeah.
See.
Well, that's
I know.
modern day, isn't it?
No, that's
Those are lockpicking
Western.
tools?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if Trey wants to take his time repairing something, he might give him a +1 or something on the roll.
Period.
Keep in mind those +1 static +1s are like super
Like gold.
powerful. Yeah.
Ooh, shit.
It's not like a D&D +1.
Yeah. So I may renege on that. We'll see.
You always forget about it.
Or you could roll like a dice, and if it's odds, and you get a +1, evens one if it.
+2.
You could work something out, maybe.
Hold on, try to get Mike back in.
This might be what I need to
Stay away.
fix my
What's wrong with it?
the power on my wrist.
Oh, never mind. I would ask if I wasn't there. If I
On
was
my gauntlet.
What's Josh's face?
All right. So you guys spend takes you 45 minutes to an hour in there, like a little shopping.
Where?
Latitude.
South America.
So what time is it now?
Is,
Now it's getting about 9:30, 10 o'clock,
90%.
somewhere in there.
All right.
Did you have dinner yet?
No, we have not.
South America.
You know, gentlemen, I'm getting a bit hungry. Maybe we should
Is west of the east.
get ourselves well fed before the night's activities.
It's over. It's shifted over considerably. Here's North America.
Yeah,
Before we leave the
Like-
weapon/item store,
Sure.
is there a place that you might recommend that
Russia's the
does
same
some good
latitude.
grub around here? We haven't had a good meal in
That's
days.
St. Peter.
Joel's not paying attention, but you would love this one if he was.
Mikey is.
There's Nellie's across the way.
Nellie's, eh?
Nellie's across the way.
What sort of food is that?
Yeah. Okay.
Do you understand where that
Yeah.
was from?
Yeah.
Does anybody else get that one? Nellie's?
They're sweet.
You-
Me and U.S. Grant had a lot of fun with them.
Nellie's is the name of the restaurant that Nellie Olson opened across the way from the Olson Mercantile in Little House on the Prairie. I don't know how it just popped into my head,
Wow.
but
How'd you even know Olsen Mercantile from Little House on the Prairie?
How are you admitting to watching Little House on the Prairie?
that was a show to watch when I was
I
a
was
kid.
going
I
to say,
thought that's
that's
what,
age
like-
appropriate.
I thought that was like girls watch that
Nah.
show. Guys watch like
It's actually an
Auto.
awesome show.
Yeah.
I
Thanks, Mike.
watched Little House when I was young. I don't remember much of it.
Wow.
So, anyway, Nellie's is across the way. You get a great steak there.
Any show.
I hear steak's cheap in this
Well,
town.
thank you very much, sir. What was your name?
Really?
Well, you might want to keep it in mind, throw it around, recommend business in the future.
Nell Olson.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Olsen.
Any show with Moses going in it. can't be all that bad.
So we make our way over to the restaurant across the way. Arizona's going to order a nice steak for himself. He hasn't had that in a
Big
long
old
time.
porterhouse.
Exactly.
T-bone porterhouse.
He's
Are you
gonna-
going to get Robert to join you?
I already ate.
Okay.
I don't need to go out to the city.
Are you in?
I think I'm just going to grab something quick and go back to the room and work on my gauntlet.
Is it more of a
So
brand
Wallow
race?
is Gauntlet.
Gauntlet covers brands. Race.
Are you joining Arizona for dinner? You joining Arizona for dinner at Nellie's?
No,
It's connected
I'm
here.
gonna hang around.
It's connected. It has like
I'll join Arizona.
strap around here.
Long Fei does whatever Long Fei does.
Yeah,
Did you
Wang
saw
Fei
my-
will probably
Forearm, it's all scarred.
spend some time
and
meditating.
Sure. All right, so you guys have an uneventful dinner. The steaks are superb, cooked to perfection.
They were still moving 2 hours ago. Chicago
Three,
was a
but
big.
They tasted fresh.
I say Chicago was a big stockyard.
All right, so it's about 10:30 now. You all meet back at the hotel. 10:30, 11 o'clock. Trey is finished examining the substance, playing with his gauntlet. That sounded so wrong.
You got any advice for me
Working
when
with
I put these things
lubrication,
on the
examining his
wheels?
gauntlet.
Yeah.
I think I can help you stay hidden.
I get the help.
All right. Okay. Any help you can give is appreciated. Not
All
sure
right.
how.
So you thinking that we might need some other kind of distraction?
I can handle providing the distraction necessary.
I can certainly assist you with that if you need another player in that game.
I think me and the Chinaman could do a good job.
The more the merrier, I say. Yeah. Let's have a plan B and a plan C, which is the
I
Chinaman.
think I got this working now.
Yeah.
I can set up a little bit an area that appears foggy, if it appears darkened,
Oh.
so it might help you in your
Alright.
maybe just your approach to the wheels. You can
Mhm.
get underneath there on your own, or once you're there.
All right.
And I might be able to help you get close.
All right. Well, let's try that then. Something a little less flash, maybe. And then on the way out, I'll need some help on the way out, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can try to come up with a distraction for me then. Or maybe the weather will change. You never know.
So me and the Chinaman can take care of that. You'll know when to go.
You know wrong. You do not know when. You know wrong.
Right and wrong.
So we wait for the to strike midnight.
I'll hang outside somewhere outside of the stockyard. I'll be the rally point.
And we stay outside the stockyard. When we get close, Arizona separates from the group. Stealth mode engaged.
Meet back here when you're done.
All right.
You're going on your own.
With the vial on his own.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the distraction? The stockyard is the train yard is lit up better than you'd expect. Trains still do come in and out occasionally at night. You can see that there's a light inside the freight cabin,
Mm-hmm.
the freight car, and you can see somebody walking around there. Based on his gait, you think it's Artemis? No, it wasn't Artemis. It was Aristotle.
We look to see if there's any pattern for security walking around through the yard.
You don't see a lot of security in the yard. It's he's there. He does stop and look out the window occasionally. The other guy, you don't know where the other guy is.
Okay.
I bet he's in the car.
So is there another train nearby this train that you guys got to go
Yeah,
to?
make sure you lube up the right train. Don't lube up the train next to it.
I confirm with you guys to make sure we're
There's
all
a
in
train
agreement
next
which
to
one
it?
that is.
Or a couple tracks? Or is
I'm
this
worried
train
about
you
just
guys-
all by itself?
You guys are pulled up next to what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say landing, but
Platform?
platform. You're next to a platform on one side. The other side is a track, and then there's another train. So there's a good width of a train between you and the next train.
Perfect.
All right. So I guess I'll wait for the fog to roll in. Then
I'm going to attempt to use my contraption.
Okay.
Confounded infernal contraption. Does that thing get scarred because it blew up while we were wearing it?
Right, you up.
So I'm going
Yeah.
to attempt to use my infernal contraption.
this is
If I
exciting.
roll 1 on either die,
Oh,
it blows up, I believe.
Are you rolling D20?
No, wait, no. I think it's only
Only on my
weird science stuff,
not the.
not the wild.
V4.
Alright.
Roll one.
I got my advantage ready.
Yeah.
Oh, you can get advantage.
Oh, that's right. Go.
All right, go ahead.
Good luck, man.
1.
8,
Oh,
Yeah.
look at this.
10.
What is your power exactly?
It creates an area of distorted, darkened, almost like a fog.
So bear in mind that there's the engine, which is where you need to do your work. There's the, I should have said this before you did this power.
No, this is perfect. Just do it afterwards.
The car with the fuel, ghost rock and coal.
All right,
Passenger car, freight car's toward the back.
all right.
So you know there's guards in the freight car.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't seen any guards by the engine where you need to do your work. It doesn't mean there aren't any.
So the pistons that need to be greased are only at the engine. We're not greasing the wheels.
Correct. Pistons are under the locomotive.
All right. So I have to get to the front of the train.
Arizona, do you know what a piston looks like?
Well, now that I've talked to Trey, I sure do.
Okay, good.
It's what happens when a person drinks way too much and then they got to change their pants. Right? Oh, I got you there, didn't I? No, I know what
After this, can you sketch one out for me? Because I don't know what it looks like.
Give me one in this cup. This is my favorite line from Cars.
Oh.
It's the piston cup.
Piston. Oh.
Oh, my God, I never picked up on that.
Give me one in this cup.
I never know that either.
No.
You can run through the
Under the train.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. Catch the back of the train and then use the wheels and everything as cover and creep down.
Well, the very back of the train by the freight car is probably going to be the most guarded.
Yeah.
Probably want to hit it somewhere in the middle.
Well, that's true. Well, wherever the fog ends up, I'll follow the fog
There you go.
and then connect to the train from the fog.
Yeah. So a 10, which is a good number for me.
It's a
It's
successful
better than
race.
one.
So a fairly thick fog rolls in out of almost nowhere, and it envelops the locomotive into a portion of the front of the train down to the halfway through the passenger car, we'll call it.
Okay. And now Arizona will sort of take a far-off look in his eye, and he is summoning internal resources, gathering mystical powers that no one else can see, and he's spending 2 power points to hopefully boost his stealth trait. So that is 2d6s, and
This is to determine if you're successful.
if he's successful.
All right.
Yeah, he's not gambling with the devil, dealing with the devil or anything. He's just spending 2 of his 10 power points on this.
All right. So are you making a stealth roll now?
No, the roll I have to do is a spell casting roll.
Okay.
And if I get a 1 on my spell casting, just like you, I have a dire consequence. I get shaken. But
How long does your fog last?
Pushing a space.
I
Nope.
definitely don't need it.
Yeah.
so I got a 13. I did all right.
You guys are smoking the dice tonight.
Which actually means that since I hit with a raise, I can increase my trait by 2d instead of 1d. So now my
Wow.
stealth is a d. What was a d8? Now it's a d12.
So at the same time as the fog has been rolling and doing this, you can see a torch lit on top of the passenger car, the front of the passenger car.
Okay.
Somebody was on top, acting as a car. I can't see now so well.
Oh.
The torch.
All right. Good to know. So now I guess Arizona's going to use as much of the fog as he can. He's going to crouch to reduce his body size. He's going to try to get in under the train, preferably not in the back car, which he knows is heavily...
Or are you just going to come in from the front, from the locomotive?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Or you can come in from whatever direction you
That's
want.
true. Well, it's better to come in from the locomotive then, so we'll come in that way if possible.
Well, if you're coming in from the locomotive, you don't need to get anywhere else but onto the locomotive.
I agree. So a D12? Wow, I haven't seen these in a while.
I know.
All right, so
I think the last time I rolled a D12, I was wielding a great axe.
Arizona does get a static +2 to stealth.
Wow.
I know. And he rolled a 5.
Whoa, you need every bit of that +2. Well,
Yeah.
half of it.
And I don't know if the fog helps him at all.
If the fog gives you a plus, I said fog gives you a +1.
Fair enough.
I rolled a 5 on my notice.
Hmm.
So your +1 made it that you got there.
Oh,
Wow. How about that? That fog really helped. So at this point, I assume that he is
Hey, that's all my fault.
under the engine.
Yes.
Okay, so as quietly as possible, he will uncap the tonic.
Yep.
And
Start rubbing that lube over the piston.
that's right.
All right, so he's rubbing lube all over the piston.
Quietly, no grunts.
It's Greece is quiet, man.
Groans.
About halfway through, your hands are tingling like mad.
This is exactly like when I was 16. This is. What? Oh, what? No?
You know when your leg falls asleep?
Yes.
That's what your hands are like right now.
Oh boy.
The stranger.
That's not
Do the
good.
stranger.
I am ashamed that I know what you're talking about. Okay.
But by the end, your hands are almost not functioning.
Oh boy. Oh, I thought I was wearing gloves. Didn't I borrow gloves? Oh, that's all right.
Nobody said it.
Okay.
So you managed to successfully lube the pistons.
Okay.
You gonna try to stealth out, or you just gonna sprint out?
Well, what's the fog situation?
It's been. Give me a d6 roll. You too, bud.
Sure.
4.
Okay, just stuff lasts for 4 rounds. So
Four
it took you 4 rounds to.
20 seconds.
Just stuff lasts for 4 minutes. It took Bob. It took Arizona 4 minutes to get over as well. So the fog is breaking up. You do not have the benefit of the fog any longer.
Okay. And also his power to improve his skill lasts for like one. I forget what the combat. It's for combat rounds. I think it's like 3 combat rounds base. So I imagine after 4 minutes that has evaporated as well. So he's back to his standard stuff.
Okay.
So now he's got to make the decision: does he want to wait for the folks back on the other side of the fence to make a distraction, or try to go on his own? At this point, maybe he's going to play.
Hold on. I would like Robert to make a spirit check.
Spirit's my good one.
That's interesting.
Like spirit in the night.
It is a 6. It's an 8, right?
You
Yeah.
have a D8 spirit.
They needed that to get to a persuasion.
Oh. Warren and Chinaman are doing what?
Chinaman is going to keep an eye out for any issues, making a notice check to see if there's anything unusual, if anybody's spotted him.
And Warren and Dwight Dawson?
Just kind of keeping an eye out, just kind of wandering around, trying to stay in the shadows, and
While I'm working really hard with the names. Arizona's underneath there. Robert was starting to get itchy around the 3-minute mark. That was a spirit check, but he held himself in check without doing anything.
Oh, itchy. Oh, because you don't like to be in cities?
No, because he's getting itchy. You know,
Oh,
if you're waiting for
I'm
something
not
to
used to this. I don't do stuff like this.
happen.
Oh, all right.
Dawson, Wang Fei, and Warren spot the threesome of ninjas scurrying about. You have no idea what they're doing.
Who's a ninja?
The three Oriental men hired by Clyde.
Yeah.
Those Oriental guys in black pajamas.
They're the competition, in other words.
They haven't come near the train from what you can tell yet, but you can definitely see them out in the traces of their shadows and glimpses of them out in the shadows.
They're not very good ninjas.
Look there. Shadows.
are they in the train? They're in the train yard.
So they're in the train yard as well. Yes.
Does not seem that they are up to any good.
They haven't made any. You've been following them almost the whole time that Arizona's been under the train. They haven't really approached the train. They might even just be looking out, keeping an eye out. You don't really know what they're doing. Or maybe there's a fourth. You don't know. Or maybe there's 3 and you see 2 and they're moving around and you think it's 3.
Yeah, gotcha. Just sitting tight. He's hoping for a distraction to improve his odds of returning back safely.
Hey, Warren, why don't you go tell the guard over at the train yard that you see those men in the pajamas running around. That'll be our distraction. Don't be worried about.
That's not the distraction we want.
Well, do the distraction that we want. The 5 is gone and Arizona's not back yet. We need to do the distraction.
My distraction will pull the guards out here.
Okay, so
Well, then,
You make sure that you're away from our rendezvous
Well,
point,
what-
and then do your distraction.
well, I need Chinaman.
We'll take Chinaman and do the distraction.
Well, what, Dawson, are you doing anything, or are you just going with these do their straight man?
Worst case scenario, you sit us out. So we get on the train later on.
That's true.
Is it comfy under
We're
this?
losing you guys. What was that?
Can you say that again?
Warren and the Chinaman have some distraction worked out. Are you going to do something too? Are you going to wait and see what they do? Are you going to get involved? Or are you just going to hang back and keep an eye on?
I'm just gonna keep an eye on them and kind of back them up from the shadows. Hopefully, staying as concealed as possible, so that if they get in trouble, I can maybe get some element of surprise to help them out.
Do you have your cool brass knuckles on
Yes.
with the spiky part?
And I've got my brass knuckles on with the spikes and my Bowie knife in my hand.
He wants to be like me.
I'm keeping an eye on the men in the pajamas.
Okay. They're quick. They're hard. It's more like you're just getting glimpses of them.
Like, keep an eye on where I see glimpses.
Okay.
But my main goal is to stay at the rendezvous point.
All right.
Okay, can I find a brick or a rock nearby that I can pick up?
Sure.
Okay. And I will.
Cobblestone. Think of a cobblestone.
I tell Chinaman after I break the glass, just run and start making noise down the platform. So I will use my throwing skill and throw the brick/rock, whatever, at the window in the neighboring train.
What did you get?
4.
4. All right. So you successfully
Good job.
crashed through, breaking glass.
Okay. So I start yelling, "Hey, you stop, stop!" And tell the Chinaman to just start running down the platform, making a lot of noise.
Long Bay begins running. He begins shouting, "This is a distraction! This is distraction!"
I was actually looking at the drunken stumble. I'm trying to have him make an agility check, just not the fall.
Oh, you know what? He probably would make himself appear like a drunk person, actually, now that you mention it. Like a drunk person stumbling around,
Sure.
muttering, and sounding somewhat incoherent.
Is he saying this is a distraction in Chinese?
Probably.
Alright, so the guy at the... I'm assuming he's running away from the front of the train.
That's correct.
So the guy at the front of the train turns around and walks partway down the passenger car. He doesn't leave it. But he's not at the front near the locomotive anymore. He's more toward the back. And remember, the cars are pretty large.
Yeah.
So the gentleman does not come out of the freight car.
Okay.
But, I mean, that's... Yeah.
That's good enough.
That's a whole train back.
Yeah.
So Arizona will see if he can blow 2 more power points to see if he can boost his stealth one more time.
Okay.
He's going to try to get out. So here's the spell casting check.
Can I gamble those points?
Oh. Wait,
That
the
was
wild,
wild die, right?
the wild
And
die.
Actually, he did say the big one was the wild die.
That's right. I did roll a 1 and a 3. The wild die got the 1. Thank goodness, because that would have been ugly. However, I think it is time to use a Benny to re-roll that.
At least Bob uses them.
So I came up with
If I rolled poorly, I would use it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just rolled snake eyes.
Oh!
So, do I use the last Benny here?
Use it.
I guess I do.
Use it.
It's a red one, which means the bad guys are going to get a chip.
It's either that or you're stuck with your
3.
Well, I guess you're stuck with your 3.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if you're well.
So now I roll a d6 because that's a red Benny.
That's
Right.
6 coming up.
I don't
And we
remember.
add that.
No. It's... You spend a chip. You spend 1 chip as a Benny. If you want to add 6, you will need to spend another chip.
Oh yeah. You can add 6 onto a total with a red or blue chip, or you can spend it and use it just like a regular white chip, but he still gets. Actually, I don't think he gets his 1.
I don't get anything if you do that.
If
just
you
use
want
it
to
as
spend that
Benny.
like a regular Benny, then it
okay.
just works like a regular Benny. He doesn't get anything, and you have to re-roll.
Oh, so I'll use it as a regular
But if
Benny,
you want to add 6 to your roll of 1,
making it a 7 and an instant success.
then that would allow him to grab a chip out of the pot.
I can add 6 to my roll of 3 then and make it a 9, just as a hit with a raise.
I think that roll's lost.
No, it's the best of the
Okay.
the 2, right? I imagine.
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay. That's fine.
Well, I think I will add 6 then to the first roll and make that a 9.
Alright.
So you grab 1. You already grabbed 1.
So he's got 1
Oh.
to his pool. So now his stealth is now back to a d12 temporarily. And so now we will try to make that stealth roll with a +2 to get back. Oh, lucky.
Wow.
So the 12, the D ended up with a 10 +2. So the stealth roll is a 12.
So you're like invisible.
It's
The ninjas are jealous.
I just wasted 2 bennies on it, but it did get me back.
And 2 power points.
And 2 power points.
I
Yeah.
don't know how often you regenerate those.
They're one every 3 hours. Slow regenerate,
You have half of the one you spent back by the morning.
maybe. Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to remember the movie quote here, and I can't remember for the life of me what it is. The guy's got his hands and he can't work, but they're all covered in goo. It looks like I jerked off I forget what can't get the whole movie quote right. I can't remember the movie. I can't
I'm not
remember
getting this one at all.
So anyway, you show back up. You've got lube.
I don't know if you're supposed to
all
talk
over
about that you see those movies.
you. You've got lube. More or less all that. Yeah. Not all the clothing. You can't feel your hands at all.
Arizona is worried that he's lost the use of his hands.
You don't need those in your line of work.
Yeah, he's seriously worried. Are you sure this is going to go away, Trey?
Okay.
Are you sure about that? He goes to grab the lapel, and he just sort of slaps his hands against you like a little kid. You better be sure about that. It's done. It's done. Piston's good.
Let's go.
So as you know, I send as people come back to me, I send them back to the hotel. I just keep a mental tally of who's come by.
Right.
I don't want us all loitering around in the same area.
But there is the bad guy just by the train. Should we not go ask them what they do?
Yeah, you got a point there, Chinaman.
I can go speak to my people and ask them, if you like.
I thought that ninjas were Japanese.
I thought were they Chinese?
I don't know.
It's hard. I'm trying not to print it out,
Yeah.
but I think I'm going to print it out just so it's easier to leave back and forth.
Ninjas would be Japanese, but
Yeah.
we can go Chinese.
Oriental. There you go.
Might be good to go talk with friends.
If you think you can find out what's going on without tipping our hand,
No, I mean, might be good for me to go talk with a friend with me.
oh, I see. Hey, he's not Dwight. That was
Dawson.
Dawson.
Yo,
Sounds like this is up your alley. Why don't you go with the Chinaman and talk to the other Chinamen? You all have a nice little powwow.
yeah, very funny, very funny. Haha.
Go with him, Red Man.
I'm pink. I'm not red.
Oh, my mistake. Well, what do you get when you mix pink and yellow? I don't know, but we're gonna find out.
That's horrible.
Fine,
That's really horrible.
I'll take the drunken Chinaman with me, and we'll go chat with the other guys.
All right, and I'll rendezvous back here again. I'll anchor this point.
Rendezvous. Is that a word in like 1879?
What is?
It's a rendezvous.
Oh, yeah, I think they had French people back in 1879.
All right. So what do you do, Mike?
I think they were post-revolutionary at that point.
So I'm just going there with the Chinaman to have him talk to them. I don't know how to talk to these people.
Every time you get remotely near them, they just kind of drift into the shadows and disappear.
Mm.
And they're all clad in black. They're hard to keep track of. They're quick.
Wong Fei will speak out in his native tongue. Are you there? Just wanted to speak, if you had a moment.
Either they don't understand him, or they don't hear him, or they're not responding.
Mandarin versus.
Looks to Dawson and he shakes his head no.
No, huh?
No
So-
response from the shadow.
Okay.
But the shadow knows.
So I asked Wong, do you think it's worth it to pursue one of these guys, or do you think we just kind of head back and?
Maybe we stay in.
I mean,
Seems-
what's the likelihood of us catching one of these guys?
Seems like they are up to things that happen in shadow. And things that happen in shadow are usually not.
They're usually.
That would be
So I turned to Wong and I said, that's the first ever.
That's my brother does a job. Hey. Just tell guards that there is shadow nearby.
I don't know if I'm involved.
We can certainly alert the guards that these guys are wandering around the train yard. But then again, there's no. How do we know that?
Well, because we're prepared to keep an eye on things. We're outside the train yard, keeping an eye on things inside the train yard.
Ah, Okay. I guess we can alert them to that, Wong.
We go speak with Reiter?
He's talking about
Yes, let's go speak to Robert.
Ah, Robert. Reiter.
Robert. All right.
The duo return back to you.
All right.
We're gonna speak to Robert Riding Hood.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. We've already rounded up everybody else, and they're back at the hotel. Just don't let them know that we've been in the train yard. Just say, hey, we're patrolling on the outside because that's what we're getting paid for, and we noticed that there's those pajama-clad men on the inside.
Look, I got more pressing questions. What the hell happened with my hands?
You're feeling a little better, right?
No, I can't feel them at all. This is horrible.
And they're all slimy still, too.
Oh, somebody got
I hear
Hey,
there's
Arizona,
a
you want to play
game going
cards?
on.
No, I don't want to play
That
cards.
was me.
All right, help me out here.
Dawson's kind of milling around, and as he does, he bumps into Arizona.
Oof. Sorry there, Dawson.
I actually looked for a pile of manure.
Sorry, Arizona. Just trying to figure out what's the matter with your hands there.
It was that goop. That stuff. It's horrible. I can't even pee now. You understand what I'm talking about?
Can we find a pile of manure anywhere?
No.
We're in Chicago.
Backyards.
Is Dawson and someone else going to go tell the guards?
I thought Dawson and Wong Fei were going to do that.
Okay, so Dawson and Wong Fei go talk to the guards.
Dawson, do all the talking.
Maybe you
Please.
bring the lawman so you get some legitimacy.
Because they've responded to him real well around here.
He does have that badge.
Yeah, I don't know if we got that badge.
Yeah, I got a badge too.
Really? Are you both lawmen?
What does it say on the back of your badge, Mike?
Huh?
What does it say on the back of your badge?
Made in China.
This is made in China. So I'm just gonna go up to them. I'll let Long keep quiet for the moment, and I'm just gonna find those guys and just let them know, hey, just so you know, we're kind of
as you approach, you get the traditional cocking of the rifle. That's far enough.
That's right.
You know you're not supposed to be here.
We're not. We're just here keeping an eye on one of our clients' stuff that's on that train. Just wanted to let you know, as we were wandering around the outside here, we noticed that there's a couple people inside that train yard moving around that train. Looks like the Chinaman folk that we saw earlier working for Mr. What's-His-Face there. Why can't I think of his name now? It was
British.
really fancy. Clyde.
Sir Clyde Reed Cannon.
That's right. Clyde Reed
Cannon.
the third.
All right. Well, thank you. We'll keep our eyes open for him. You can move along now.
I think they're up to good in there. Why are they in there and no one else can be?
They ain't there. Trust me, they ain't getting near this train.
Yeah, they are. They're already inside the train yard.
Yeah, but they ain't getting near this. They ain't getting inside this train. Don't you worry about it.
Okay.
You want it?
All right.
Well, then you don't mind if we just kind of hang around and keep an eye on
Just like at the theater.
on that train with you.
Yeah, you just keep back off and keep your distance.
Listen, we're not in the train yard, man. We came up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Call us if you need assistance.
Why don't you go go relax your last night before the trip? Trust me, there's going to be more than you bargained for.
See, now I don't rightly like it when people say things like that. The last time I went on a trip and somebody told me that, it was horrible. I had a terrible time. It better not be like that.
Was that on your penitentiary by any chance there in Arizona?
I don't know what you...
I'm waiting for the... I feel so funky. There's a Ghostbusters quote. You don't get to use very often.
That is true.
Oh, yeah.
So are we packing up?
Hat, right?
Are we packing up? Are we camping out here for the night? Because I got a nice bed waiting for me.
Some of us want to stay.
Go with shifts, maybe.
I mean, they certainly seem to have things under control.
Yeah. We could split the party.
I'm all thinking about that, actually.
They've already done that
Again.
3 times.
You know what? Quite honestly, I mean, the guy that we were protecting and his stuff that we're protecting, he told us that we should head to the hotel and get rest for the night. Maybe he knows something we don't know about how secure or unsecure the train really will be.
We were able to approach it, no problem.
Yeah.
You weren't targeting the car, the car.
Yeah. Well, who knows what these guys are targeting that they're trying to sabotage? Who knows if we didn't just sabotage the train? Hey, you know what? If we sabotage the train, we hang out on the train for an extra couple days, we collect an extra $48.
Maybe we should sabotage the train.
Yeah, right?
All right, so I guess, I don't know about you guys, but Arizona is turning in. He's exhausted and he needs to get sleep immediately so he can regenerate his power.
Well, you guys you go back to the hotel. I'm assuming y'all go back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Arizona is heartbroken. The place is rocking. There's gambling all over. People hooting and hollering, having a great
For God's sake.
And he can't even hold the deck. He can't even hold the cards.
The worst.
Everybody trying to throw a bet.
It's horrible.
Hey, Josh.
Yes, sir.
So, I didn't ask you before because I wanted to look up exactly what it was, but when we were in the store, would it have been possible to buy speed loaders for the 6 shooters?
No gun stuff.
So they don't even sell the speed loaders?
No.
Okay.
Nothing gun related.
Okay.
So you're supposed to meet at the train station at noon.
Yeah.
You're supposed to let the find out through word of mouth. You're supposed to take your claim ticket down to the sheriff's office, and they'll have somebody with your weapons there for the train or after the departure.
Okay.
So
No guns in the city, but when you're all going to pack into a tiny little train, that's when you can be armed.
As long as you're not in the town when you cause your shootout.
Yeah, right.
With that. Yeah.
all right. So you make it through the night, I guess. No more shopping, drinking, praying, or combination thereof.
Arizona is experiencing his own personal form of hell right now.
He's doing this, but he can't even talk. He's doing it.
Yeah.
Sleeps like a baby.
I did my best to help him get the stuff off of his hands, for him to wash his hands and clean them as best he can.
Why don't you give me a D6 roll there?
Sure.
Did you find a ring barrel?
2.
Hey, Todd, did you put that special cream on his hands again?
Wait, I gotta say it. Don't get your penis cream.
I'm falling short tonight, left and right.
American Pie 2. Don't forget your penis cream on.
I don't know if I would know that off the top of my head. I would just I'd note that is a weird quote.
Yes.
That's all I'd know.
Watch American Pie 2. Anyway, so you spend the night. Next morning, night is it's a long night. There's a lot of it's a loud place.
Mm-hmm.
Which they aren't used to the city. Robert is extraordinarily uncomfortable.
Only when we're outside.
Why don't you give me a vigor roll?
You just want to get me to try to spend a penny.
Nope. I'm just going to see if you're fatigued or not. Long fade, too. Probably not used to the bright lights in big city.
7.
7. So you do manage to get enough sleep to not be fatigued.
4.
Okay, long fade as well. He's definitely yawning the next day.
Yep.
Maybe it's just a little more hangover than usual.
But most importantly, what about Arizona's hands?
Excuse me.
Still numb.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
This is like Mikey's rocket power.
Yeah.
How do you eat, by the way? Do you make one of your bitches feed you? One of your posse mates feed you?
Wow. He's going to have to figure something out.
They don't. It's not that they don't work. They're just numb. So you can look at yourself, squeeze the fork, even if you can't feel it.
So Wang Fei reaches into his pocket and pulls out 2 sticks, which he hands to Arizona, and he says, "In one day you learn, in lifetime you master." And so Arizona begins trying to eat by using chopsticks.
Spear.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Arizona, you ever seen the pigs in the trough?
I've seen them. I'm not one of them.
Well, how hungry you get.
You're really heartbroken because you can barely carry the cane with the sword in it.
Oh,
Look at you get so fancy. Look at you.
Why do you want
All Dapper Dan now.
You can barely carry it.
look, I just every now and then I got a trick knee, and I just need some help walking. That's all.
Trick me.
Ever since last night, I've had a trick me. Ever since I met that guy in that store and he sold me this cane, I've had a trick me.
I didn't know you liked canes so much.
I do now. Yes, sir.
I suppose in the worst case scenario, it's another club for you.
Oh, interesting point. That means I can beat people over the head when they make wisecracking remarks, right?
You can try. Go ahead and do it.
I can't do it.
Cane's in your hand, but it just wobbles. And it's all just flaccid as a cane can be.
Not it's sort of like 2 pages of module into like 2.5 hours of game time.
Yeah.
I'll read something from the module to you.
Oh, nice.
So you make it to the platform the next day. The platform is a riot of baggage porters, heaps of crates, and repeated camera flashes, and vendors are turned out on their best bids and tuckers, most of them shooting off to reporters from the Tombstone, Epitaph, and Chicago Tribune. Picking through the crowd, you note a proper English gentleman, bowler and waistcoat, escorted by a trio of watchful Chinese men.
Oh, Clyde.
Yes. A robust, grinning man dressed in khaki with a hunter's pith helmet loudly oversees the stowage of his gear, while reporters note every word and gesture. If you guys want to give me
Notice?
a common knowledge.
Which would be smarts, I guess?
Yes.
Okay.
Take a
5.
You lose that intelligence. 4 added together. Again, 2. I got 4 the hard way.
Arizona got 11 and Wong got 2.
No, I got it.
All right, somehow Arizona recognizes the man, probably as a result of everybody's bravado. He recognizes him as Judson Conrad. And the picture's really cool. This guy running a giant gun. I don't know if any of you can see that.
Not at all.
Yeah, sorry about it. All right, not a big deal. A matronly woman with frizzy red hair and Irish brogue.
What was his name again?
I'll look it up later.
And was there anything notable about him? I mean, is there anything else that we would know about him?
Big gun. He's a big gun hunter.
He's a big gun hunter. Okay. Judson, big gun hunter.
Yeah. A mild-faced gentleman in a red plaid suit attempts to avoid a brace of reporters, a slim clockwork automaton clanking clumsily along at his side. 3 Union Lube repairmen make last-minute adjustments to the locomotive, one of them giving commands to the other 2 before they all board the train.
Are any of them under the train?
No.
Good.
Oh, very good, says Elijah Bailey, parting with a group of reporters to greet you. I trust your evening was pleasant.
Sure, yeah. Yes, it was. Everything.
And you squared everything away without incident?
Arizona holds his hands up like this.
Looks like you should get that looked at some.
You got a strange definition of pleasant, Mr. Bailey. Strange definition.
Bailey turns and smiles at the precise moment someone snaps a photograph of him. Let's get on board, shall we?
We shall.
Trey is having a hard time making his way through the crowd as...
Little man getting stepped on?
No, the reporters recognize that he's an inventor. He has a gadget on him, so they think he's part of the group going to the symposium.
I have my hat pulled down. I'm trying to go as...
Yeah, you don't want your family to find you. Don't you have a long-sleeve shirt on?
I thought it's covered, but it's big and bulky.
Hey, New York, that reminds me. Next time you tell a story, try to come up with a different name for Trey, because you used his real name back in that town.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Let's keep him quiet, right?
All right, you notice a few others get on, and then...
What did you play that stuff?
Well, I took that over the lot. Put all over the pistons on the
Apparently we're pulling out of the...
Hey, hold on.
Very cool.
I can feel the emotion. Or do that or whiskey. Fire.
I think that's probably a good breaking point.
Thanks, so too.
So...
I have 100 names to remember tomorrow morning.
It's 11:53, Jeff. I quit before midnight.
Jeff is a high school chemistry teacher, and school has just begun, and he has many student names that he has to learn now.
All right. And I am stopping recording now.